Test. Test, test, test. Yellow. What's going on, y'all? Where are all my windows? What's up, dude? What's up, Gerbera? What's up, Cynthia? Howdy doody, y'all. Give me a sec while I'm moving all this stuff around. Tap the screen. Gotta get all my shit on chargers, too. Hello, what's up, Jack? How's it going, everybody? How is everybody's Wednesday? Can't believe it's Wednesday, y'all. What's up, Jack? What's up, what's up, Justice? I am on early. My sleep schedule is finally, for now, back to kind of normal. I was up for 24 hours, so towards the end of, I fell asleep at like 8 p.m. last night, and I was up for over 24 hours. I just really fucking suck at the sleeping thing. Thank you, Cynthia. What's up, Alina? Hello, y'all. What's up, Angie? Guy, y'all tap the screen. Hook me up with some taps so we can get this sent out to more people. Let's get some debates going. I was up for over 24 hours last night, and I was watching debates, and I got so heated I wanted to get on and debate. I was so delirious, though. I'm glad I didn't. Yo, Matt, thank you so much for the corgi. How are you doing, man? I'm doing better. Y'all, my for those who keep asking, my tattoo is healing really fine, like really good now. I'm probably going to go back in a few weeks and get a little more done. But this time only do one day, not 2 days in a row. Yeah, everything else is going good. I got a good like 12 hours of sleep last night, so we're well slept. We're still a little foggy though. I woke up to this morning to a pew-pewing in Dallas, in my neighborhood, in at the ICE detention facility. Make sure you get the infection all sorted. Yeah, I'm gonna finish all of the antibiotics before I get any more. Yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta do what you gotta do, y'all. But I can't just leave, like, I have, it's like the strangest, like, unfinished tattoo. I can't just leave that open. So you can see, like, the stark difference of the cover-up and the non-cover-up. I can't just leave that. I gotta get it done. Chat, MAGA, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. Come tell me why you like Trump. No tacos for MAGA is correct. You guys are not invited to my taco adventures that we go to all the time. Do I hate MAGA? No. I sympathize for MAGA. Hello.
How we doing, Pickles?
Doing good. Are you a Trump supporter?
I am.
Nice.
Who do you support? Just so we're level playing field here.
I'm a Democrat.
So you support Joe Biden,
Joe
Barack
Biden, Kamala
Obama.
was great. Barack was great. Sure.
So just to understand, do you think Joe Biden was competent his whole entire presidency?
Um, I would say his age would have shown a lot towards the end. If we're going to be using a benchmark for incompetent, I would like to know what it is.
Ability to make decisions on one's own.
Okay, so no, I don't think that's a thing. I think that is hysterical. We obviously see Joe Biden doing things, making speeches still today. Even a few weeks ago, he made an appearance. He's just fine. He has cancer. I think Trump is incoherent, though. I think Trump is far more incoherent than Biden.
And what do you base that off of?
Um, well, we can go with just his speech at the summit just recently. We can go by off of what did he say?
Off the teleprompter?
No teleprompter.
They had the teleprompter on and then they turned it off at the speech, if you were aware or not, I'm not sure.
Yeah, the White House was in charge of that.
I get it, but he was
Yeah.
still able to give a speech without a teleprompter.
Yeah. I guess you can call that a speech. My eighth grade, like I have an eighth grade brother that could come up and do a speech too, but doesn't mean it's good. Have you want to go over it?
We could. What would you like to dissect?
Sure.
I'm assuming you're using a tool to look it up since your eyes are going away from the camera.
Yeah. Your countries are all going to hell. Takes you in on. Talks about immigration and climate change. Biden couldn't pronounce and say, yeah, he couldn't. Before we go into this, here's going to be my take. So we have famous lines from Trump that he says things like there are airports in the Revolutionary War, that hurricanes are the wettest from the standpoint of water, that magnets don't work underneath water. I think it's like fifth grade physics or something. I don't know.
I've never heard any of these.
Yeah, he had a nice, magnificent story about sharks and batteries he told once. I think he is probably, I think emotionally, maybe like 14 in my eyes. And I think maybe intellectually, I would give him about 16. I would give him about 16 years old.
So, what is it that you specifically don't like about Trump's presidency so far into this second term?
So far, he has flagrantly basically just used the presidency to enrich himself. He's gained 40% of his wealth since January. He has a crypto coin that he can receive anonymous donations, and the highest bidders get to come hang out with him in the White House. And I think it's like literally the most corrupt thing I've ever heard of. He got a $400 million jet from the people who fund Hamas, and he's using the government to fund that with a $100 billion makeover that he'll be using personally when he's gone. I think that he has made inflation go up. He's made job numbers go to shit. He's using executive orders to control the world economy.
What have you? I'm sorry to interrupt. What are you using as far as an inflation tool to see what has gone up?
So the last actual inflation report we got, we saw inflation rise. I think it's by 0.2, and his inflation numbers aren't even released for some reason for this last month. So we can only imagine when you put a 15 or 30% tax in between a consumer and a product, obviously things go up in price.
I would agree that things can go up in price, but just as a personal consumer, could tell that when Biden and Kamala were running the show, if you will, I saw things go up a lot more.
You would have to attribute an actual thing they did to make inflation go up, right? So like Trump actually single-handedly just wrote an executive order, tariffs, and obviously inflation comes from that. And we have nothing but economists to say that's really bad. We will see it.
Come back, if I may, so we don't talk over each other. We had economists come back and actually say that Trump was right.
That he was right about what?
Inflation with his tariffs.
Which ones?
So do you understand that when America was first started, that we operated only off of tariffs and not off of income tax.
Yeah, before we had a developed like world economy, sure.
No, I don't think world economy. So when you were speaking earlier, you're talking about the economy, and you're talking about how when other countries charge us a tariff, but we don't charge a tariff. Do you know what that does to the dollar?
What you just said makes me think you don't know how tariffs work.
Okay. What licensure do you have to talk about this?
You don't need a license to talk about
Gotcha.
tariffs.
Well, I work in the financial services realm, so I'm pretty fairly licensed, if you know what I mean.
Nice. So I'll get to teach a licensed financial person about tariffs today. So tariffs are paid by the importing country. So when Trump puts a tariff on China, we pay that, not China. And when
But
China
if
puts a
our
tariff on
exports are
us,
higher than
they
our
pay that.
imports, if
Yeah.
our exports are higher than our imports, what does that do to our currency?
You tell me. You're going to tell me it's inherently bad that it makes our currency weak.
Puts pressure on the currency. If your exports are higher than your imports,
Uh-huh.
it puts pressure on the currency.
Okay. And
That's a basic economic
how is that relevant?
definition, because that's what he's trying to change
No, he's not. He's trying to bring jobs
by
back.
putting tariffs.
We don't know what he's trying to change, honestly. He says it's to bring jobs back, to protect us
He
from
is bringing jobs
China.
back.
Okay, well, that's cute. I mean, he says that, but we don't see those coming back yet, do we?
We do see them in the works. You see different places building inside the U.S. now.
Mm-hmm.
You had what Apple pledge, what $500 million was
In
it?
2022?
No, in 2025. That
Yeah.
was this year that Apple pledged that.
I know. What I'm pointing out is they've already pledged that like 4 years ago, and they're just coming out and giving Trump an ego stroke.
I don't find that to be true.
Well,
I don't think someone would go on and say that and sign a deal with no intentions of doing it. Do you?
I think that they actually already had intentions, and they're just stroking Trump's ego, saying it was your fault. Good job.
So how often do you watch The View?
I've never watched The View.
Where do you get your stories or information from?
I do this. See this? This is Apple News. I read this. I go on and I read the Times. And then I also have Washington Post. And then I also have a Discord where I have a whole team of people that go and they find unbiased articles on recent events and post them in our sources.
Gotcha. So what do you think about the Utah situation?
Charlie Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a bad person
And what makes you think that?
because he's a white nationalist and a Christian nationalist and a racist and a homophobe.
I guess I don't understand how someone can get to that. It's interesting because you watch the Charlie Kirk Memorial where they took over the State Farm football field, I guess you can say, and they mentioned nothing but about Jesus and the power of God. I don't see how someone can think that's so racist. Or
That's cute if you want to wrap your racism in Christianity. But when you say that Democrats want to make this country less white, what does that tell you? When you say that migrants are poisoning the blood of this country, what does that tell you?
Illegal migrants.
No, he didn't say
You're twisting his
illegal.
words.
Does any one type of person? So there's a really good video I wanted you to see. It's actually very eye-opening. Stephen Miller basically stole a Nazi speech and pretty much spoke it into existence at that little wake for Charlie. It was beautiful. But Charlie did talk a lot about how we should have Nuremberg trials for doctors who give people gender-affirming care. He talked about how Kamala and Joyanne Reed and Ketanji Brown Jackson were obvious DEI picks, and it would be racist to say it because they obviously have less brain processing power than the average person, and they took a white man's job.
I don't know. I think I would have to see. I'd be willing to watch the clip and then we can discuss if you'd like.
Sure.
You really have to wonder. In fact, you know, if we would have said 3 weeks ago, Blake, if we would have said that Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
What do those three people have in common?
I know Michelle Obama, obviously, but the other two I don't know, so I can't speak.
Ketanji Brown Jackson is the most qualified Supreme Court pick to ever be picked by anybody, and she sits on the Supreme Court because of Joe Biden. And Joyanne Reid is just a political commentator. It might be something else. I'm not familiar. I know she's awesome, though. But all of them very prestigious people that are very qualified to do what they do. And there's not a single white person on the Supreme Court bench that is more qualified than Ketanji. So what he's saying is wrong. It's racist. There's really no way to defend it. And I don't care how Christian you are or how beautiful and you know, you can try to portray this as and how gently you can speak this into existence. You are a racist when you say these things. And he just made it palpable for Christians. And that's why I say he's a bad person. I'm sorry?
What belief are you of?
I don't have any like superstitious beliefs.
Superstitious. So do you believe that America was founded under God?
What God?
What God? The one and only God.
Okay, see, that's where you lose a lot of people. I don't believe in the superstitious God stuff.
You don't?
No.
Why not?
You would have to give me some evidence for extreme claims. I would need some extreme evidence.
There's plenty of things on there that you can see that's very evident.
Like what?
I mean, we can schedule a time and I can go through a whole breakdown with you if you'd like.
I'm good. I've been watching atheism debates for like 4 years. I would be shocked if you told me anything I didn't already hear.
Gotcha. What about your parents? Are your parents believers?
Mm-hmm. My mom's a flat earther, and she thought the rapture was yesterday.
Gotcha. So probably on the other side of the scale more so. Father?
He's Christian. And MAGA.
Okay. And I gotcha. So kind of like a little bit of a Robinson twist, so to speak.
Yeah, they're both remarried. I have all four of my parents are MAGA.
Oh, okay. You went through a split up during your childhood, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I get that. Was that hard for you?
It was something. I made it.
Yeah. That's good. And then what, with Discord in particular, do you think there was more to this Charlie Kirk assassination than what they're revealing?
I don't know. I don't really care to talk about conspiracies. I more care to talk about the face value of what's going on. And I think Charlie Kirk's death is being used as a political as an opportunity by our current administration to stoke the political fires and divide us and have us fight. And it gives them an excuse to start, silencing leftist creators or news networks or impending all sorts of crazy authoritarian law like he's been doing. Like he pointed out 6 murders the other day and he's like, here's justification why we're going to invade a whole city with military. And I don't know. I just think it's wild.
So if the cities aren't protecting their citizens, what are they doing?
What do you mean they aren't?
So like DC, for instance.
Yeah. So if a city needs funding for like reform, that's what they need to do. They need to do actual like reform. When military presence leaves these cities, it's going to go right back to normal. That's what the experts say. It just makes sense to me. You're not doing anything besides hemorrhaging money and doing political theater. And just do it at police state. When Kamala said that he was going to use the military against our own citizens, and you guys cried in outrage saying that she's just being fear-mongering, here we are, dude. Here we are. Every single authoritarian in history has had the advocacy of their constituents in doing these things. They just give you a little reason. They just give you just a little thing. We have 17,000 murders every year, and you guys all of a sudden care about Chicago's one weekend, when you guys are the worst in murder rates in every state. 7 out of 10 most dangerous states, you guys excel in murder rates. You guys, in fact, don't excel in anything good as far as Republican states go, but we're the last ones who need help. I live in Dallas. I live in Texas, and my crime rate here in Dallas is worse than DC. Why aren't they in DC? Why aren't they in Dallas? Because it's a red state. That would look real bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can agree with you there. I do have to jump off here to go get my son from school, but outside that, I do appreciate you having me on, and I appreciate the fair topics.
All right. Thank you, man. Take it easy.
Have a good one.
Chat, tap the screen. Let's get to 50K. Guys, forgive me. I'm still waking up, so I'm kind of puttering. Trump is the best president ever. Hello.
What's up, buddy?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yep, Trump's the best.
Okay. What do you like about Trump?
Everyone's- Everything he does for our great country.
Everything he does. You
Yep.
don't really have anything to talk about, or you just
I mean,
You wanna
what
give
he
me
does
something to work
the
with?
Immigration.
immigration?
Yeah.
Okay. How does illegal immigration hurt you?
Repeat that question.
Yeah. How does it hurt you?
It hurts our economy.
How?
Coming to our country illegally, breaking the law, taking jobs away from Americans.
That's not even a thing. We don't have finite jobs. So when people come to the economy, more jobs are created. You see how that works?
No, I don't. I think you're making up lies.
Okay, if I have a city of 100,000 people and 100,000 migrants came and started buying all the sandwiches and all the produce and needed a place to live and all of that stuff, and they started paying rent, there would obviously be a demand for more workers and more retail, all of that stuff. All of this stuff would expand. It would be like any other city who has tourism every holiday that explodes with economic growth every time that happens. You think people hate seeing people come to their city to buy stuff?
Well, it's different because those people that are tourists that went to their city didn't break a law.
No one really like, I don't think you would even know, right? Like if there's somebody walking around that was there undocumented. So again, like what are the bad things that are happening to you?
I just told you, and you made up some hypothetical situation that all these liberals make up.
All
If
these
you wanna
liberals
talk
make
in
up.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's more people leaving the job force every day than people are entering. Is that a good or a bad thing?
Show me the statistic.
Do you know what population decline is?
Yeah.
Are we in population decline?
Nope.
No. Who told you
not.
this?
Truth. I don't make up
It's
lies like you liberals.
Okay, I'm going to help you out, all right? This is from the Dome. By 2080, we're going to max out, I think, at about 370 million citizens. And then by 2100, we're going to dip back down to 354 million.
Whoa.
And so
How do you know this?
because we have a thing called birth rates, bro. So the birth rate we need is 2.2 people per family, and it's at 1.6.
And you know this because you know the outcome of America in the next few years, or whatever you said.
Yeah, it's just math, dude.
It's not math, it's life. And this is real life. This isn't numbers and you put it in and you make up some numbers about some bullshit.
Make up? No, you don't think we can see if we have population decline?
No, I think there's a way. I just think your way is wrong.
Okay, well, you show me a source that says we're not. But here's my source. The United States expected to see population decline in the beginning of as early as 2033, especially without sustained immigration. 2.1 per woman. That's the replacement threshold. And we're at 1.6. We are definitely population decline. There's not a single source you can find anywhere that says we're not.
So you think making abortion legal helps this?
I don't think forcing women to have children is the answer to that. If we already have people here, why are you kicking them out, spending $140 billion a year doing that, and then forcing women to have children? That's fucking sick. They're not cattle.
Why are you forcing babies to be killed when you're the one responsible for that baby being alive inside you?
Well, I don't think women owe anybody free labor, and to give somebody a baby free food and resources for 9 months. Protection only works a certain amount of times. It has a 17% failure rate. So if you have sex more than, I don't know, 5 times, you could have a kid.
That doesn't justify why you had a kid in the first place. You can either use protection, correct?
And it fails.
Prevent it more.
And it fails. 60% of all abortions are from failed contraception.
And you could not have sex. I mean, that's very possible.
And we've seen how that works. Abstinence never works. We have data on that too. And every time you guys try this little game over there in the Bible Belt, you guys see a bunch of like teen pregnancy and divorces, and it's even worse.
All right. You guys as liberals love hypothetical situations. Am I wrong? You guys love when you guys are trying to prove a point, you bring up hypotheticals.
Yeah, they test your logic. Yeah.
Okay, can I test your logic for a second?
Sure.
I don't know. This is my first time ever watching your stream. I'm not being disrespectful at all. I just want to ask, if Trump woke up tomorrow morning, right, and he said, I'm transitioning to a female, would you agree that he's the first ever woman president of the United States of America?
So if he actually does hold those views, what's required is consistency, insistency, and persistency. So if he went to a therapist or pathologist or whatever, not a pathologist, but a psychologist, and did all of the routine things that people do to get diagnosed with gender-affirming care, or I'm sorry, with gender dysphoria or whatever, or even if he's trans without gender dysphoria, that's fine too. But as of right now, what we know is that Trump would just be mocking us. He would just be mocking the LGBTQ community. I don't think he would be.
How do you know that?
Because we've seen him condemn and talk about these things, and even he loves Charlie Kirk, who says that we should just have Nuremberg trials for people who give people gender affirming care. So we obviously don't think that Trump wants to do this. He's talked very poorly. He spent $217 million attacking trans people in his last campaign. So we would not believe him.
So the only way that you would consider him a woman is if he goes through all the care that would take for him to be a woman.
Sure, if he committed to it.
Why doesn't that apply to normal people? Just because
you
hate Trump, you feel that way?
We're looking for authenticity, right? We're looking for authenticity. And I think people who are generally feeling a certain way and have gender dysphoria, I think you would find it out much sooner in life than 80 years old.
All right, another thing I want to bring up. Do you think Charlie Kirk is a racist, Nazi, a bigot, all these other things that people say?
Not Nazi, but he is racist. He is a bigot.
Do you think the people that have big followings, such as Dean, Wither, Parker, whatever the hell, and Dissons, or whatever the hell their names are, do you think them promoting to their platform, saying that he's a Nazi, he's a bigot, he's a racist, he's a horrible human being,
those things are accurate.
Him getting those things are accurate, you think?
Yeah, not the Nazi part.
Think promoting,
but we should be able to call people's bad. We should be able to call out bad actions when we see them. I don't think that's a call for violence as much as Charlie Kirk literally calling for violence, calling for doctors to be publicly executed. He said that we should hold public executions. Do you think that's violent?
No.
You don't think that's violent?
You are taking one part of his clip and pushing it for your agenda, which is completely fucked
Now
up.
it's your job to go find that clip and tell me how it's okay to say that. Tell me what context it's okay to say those things, and I'll stop saying them.
I can't bring up that clip. I'm on my phone at work.
Okay, well, you can come back sometime.
You can bring
But
up
I'm
the
sorry,
clip.
you're going to have to keep hearing all of these horrible things that he's said and keep defending it. And I know it's real hard, and I hope you keep struggling.
I don't have to. I know in my heart he's a good person. That's the only thing that matters to me.
It's
But
very
I
sad.
think the people that spread false information like you and all these other liberal creators should be held accountable
No,
for some
I'm
type
sorry.
of action.
Charlie Kirk has said some horrible things, and us pointing it out is not bad. It's not harmful. I think it's good. I think it's the most productive thing anybody could do. And for you to demonize that
I don't
is
think that's
gross. I think it's bad. It's real bad. Charlie Kirk says there's no such thing as hate speech, and that he was a huge believer in free speech. And for you to come back on this is really a slap in Charlie Kirk's face.
No, I don't think so. I think Charlie Kirk, what he did was spread love to everybody. And I don't think if you can't see that, I think there's something mentally wrong with your brain.
So what about the part where he said we should have public executions?
Pull up the clip. Pull up the full clip. Don't pull up the clip where he just said
Yeah.
the public execution. Yeah.
Double standard services, public executions. This is just going to be a montage, but this is where we'll start. If you want to dig further, you can. The burden of proof is on you, right? So here's my claim that he was a bad person. He says things like this. What you need to go do is your research and say, this is what Charlie Kirk was saying. He was talking about really bad people, and those are the people we should execute in public. But that's not my job. It's
And
yours.
I think that would be justice. You think children should have, you should see, what is the age? At what age should you start to see public execution?
16. I think you could do it earlier. I think you maybe at age 12,
Whenever-
6th grade or so. You are a person, they're old enough to, you need to like
He
really
says kids
wallow
should
in it
watch
and
them.
have them be broken on a wheel or anything. But if it was something like chopping, if we had a guillotine or something.
I want to watch that execution. That'll make my day.
He wants children to witness executions. He's basically, his job
No.
was...
What you did, you just posted the clip of what he said. You didn't post the beginning clip of the question that was asked, the statement that was made for him to make that.
Okay.
So you're nitpicking what he says in order to push your agenda.
Okay, so the burden of proof is on you, right? So this is what I have to deal with. When you guys come up and say, Biden was racist and he said the N-word, what I then went and did was I looked that up. And I said, oh, Biden was actually reading the transcript of a Republican in Congress saying the N-word. That's what you need to do. If you want to win a debate, you got to come up and say, I've seen this. And this is what he was saying, but none of y'all have been able to spin any of this stuff in his benefit. All of these very damning things that he said has yet to be spun in a good light. And it's gross and disgusting. And he is, in my opinion, he was our Horst Wessel, which was a Nazi propagandist back in the 1930s. And he was a very likable guy. And he did what Charlie did. He went around. He was just this nice dude, and he recruited everyday people to the Nazi regime. And that's what Charlie Kirk is. He's a very polite Christian who says horrible things. And when you hear these things, his ideologies that he's actually spreading, and not this like little cross-wearing bullshit with the freedom written on your shirt, when you actually understand what he really is, you understand he's really bad. He's a really bad guy, grooming kids to be desensitized to death. What the fuck are we talking about, man?
So you think kids should learn how to be transgender in first grade?
Who's doing that? Who's doing that? Who fucking gave you that idea?
Country.
Yeah?
Going on all across the country.
Find me one school doing that.
Literally
just one. Just give me the name of it. Go ahead.
I'm not doing research for you, buddy.
Okay, well, the burden of proof is on you. You can't just come up here and lie like you're accusing me of doing. The burden of proof is on you.
That's what you guys do all day, every day.
Did you know who?
Charlie Kirk's a racist.
Can you name one school district whose been caught like trying to do trans things in elementary school?
I don't need to. I have no
You
point of
don't need to,
proving my
because that's a
point
very
to you.
wild claim. That's it. That is what's causing violence, right? So if you're making the claim that we're out here to like indoctrinate children, which is what y'all are actually doing and doing legislation to do that, until you have actual proof of that, what you're saying is violent. And what you're doing is you're making a bunch of parents go around in hysteria saying, I got to protect my kid now. You're giving no proof. This is what,
You know
this is what
how
Nazis
you can protect
did.
the kids?
That's what Nazis did.
You know how you can protect the kids?
Keep them out of church.
Nope. Send them to church, first off.
Isn't that where they
Second
get
off,
essayed?
No,
It is, statistically.
that's
It is where it
propaganda.
is. I'll show you the stats.
Propaganda.
Propaganda. Got it. Anything you don't like is propaganda.
You spew a lot of it, buddy.
Well, that's another claim you're gonna have to prove.
You claimed Charlie Kirk was a racist.
Well, I proved
That's
it.
how I know you're a bullshitter.
Well, do you
didn't
think the
prove
Great
it.
Replacement theory is racist? Here you go. These are who is making the news for sex crimes involving children. We got 67% Republican. We got 12% religious. That's a big chunk, guy. You know how many trans people we had? 5, and then 1 drag queen. So out of a country of 350 million, you guys are focusing on this and ignoring this huge chunk. Everybody's touching little kids. It's y'all.
Made up statistic.
It's a good cope.
Fake little
It's a good
chart.
cope. It's a good cope. You're welcome to bring your own stats. I haven't seen any yet.
I don't need to prove anything to you. You're nobody to me.
Okay, well, we're in a debate, so nobody's buying what you're selling.
Yeah, but you tell all these lies to all these people, and people believe you, and you brainwash people, and it's sad. Just came out to tell you that you're a liar, and the fact that you were calling Charlie Kirk a racist is beyond fucked up.
Hey, Skip, are you white?
I don't want to tell you. I don't gotta tell you what I am and what I'm not.
Okay, that's fine. But if you're not white, you're not in Charlie Kirk's club.
Who said that he has a club and it's exclusive?
It's called Turning Point USA.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his famous fear-mongering tactic of telling you that the Great Replacement theory is real, he wants to scare all of his friends into thinking Democrats want to make America less white. Does that involve you?
I'm not a Democrat.
Well, he's trying to scare his friends into thinking less white is bad. What does that mean to you?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Do you feel like you'd be in a room full of his like, how would you feel if you're in a room full of people and he said that Democrats want to make the nation less white? Would you look around at all of your white friends and just be like, hey, would you feel welcome?
I'd vote Republican.
We know you would.
What about when Biden said that racist comment?
Which one?
Even poor kids, something about black kids. I don't know. I don't study this like you.
He did say something bad and he came out and apologized for that. Trump's never done that.
But Trump has done more for the black community than Biden and Harris in the 4 years that they've had. Just
not
in
true
this
either.
term alone.
It's not true.
Didn't you just donate $500 million to black colleges or something like that?
Biden donated $16 billion. Trump has constantly lowered the amount we give HBCUs and he brags about it. Fuck my life.
Here comes some more lies.
It's not a lie. I'll show you. Biden did 16 billion and Obama did 4, and Trump very famously lowered it all the way down to 250 million a year. So and a swing and a miss, my guy.
You said you were going to show me. You didn't pull
Yeah.
anything up.
Biden gives HBCUs 16 billion. 17 billion, my bad. And then on top of that, when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, we had nothing but bomb threats on HBCUs because they thought it was one of them.
That's a lie. You
That's
had
not a
nothing
lie.
but prayers.
I'm
You see
sorry?
any riots? People praying.
People praying. You guys are always the violent ones. You guys are more represented in domestic terrorism. I think it's like 130 to 1, left versus right. You guys do far more violence.
What about the riots?
The riots, the protests. So every one of those crimes were tracked and put into that data too, and you guys still beat the shit out of us. Sorry. There were 25 deaths during the riots. You guys took care of that in like one day in a fucking Buffalo supermarket, okay?
Buffalo supermarket. You're talking about the mass shooting?
Yeah.
And that was done by a Republican.
Yes, far right extremism. Yes, the guy with the N-word spray painted on his gun. Yeah. Yeah.
I think you're telling lies, man.
Oh my God. What part of that is a lie?
Everything you've said so far. Is pretty
Buffalo,
much a
New
lie.
York shooter, N-words, spray painted on his gun?
I think you need to go to church, man. I think you need to find God. God is good. God is king.
Because I read the news and I think that this is true? That's very confusing logic. What's up, Nemo? Yellow?
How you doing?
Doing good. Are you a Trump supporter?
I am.
Kara, thank you so much for the $20, by the way. She said thank you. Thank you, Kara. W. Kara's in the chat. Jack, you said you are?
Yes.
What do you like about Trump?
I was actually coming up to fact check you on a couple of things.
Okay.
Number one, you said the 500 billion that Apple announced happened in 2022. That is untrue. That was announced in 2025.
No, it was 400 billion back then.
Where are you getting this information from?
Here, I'll show you. I think it's 2021, actually. There you go. From Apple themselves. This is from their webpage. 2021. Oh.
Over 5 years.
Yep. So they came back and they said, "Hey, Trump, thank you so much for making us do this."
They're doing more. So
they're doing
500 billion.
No,
more?
it's like 100 billion more.
So they said Apple. This is what date is this?
2021.
So if they're committing to it over 5 years, that would mean
It started 5 years ago, and they're giving Trump credit just to stroke his ego to get past his tariffs, because we're all being held hostage by Trump's tariffs, and whether or not he decides, you get to be one of his favorites.
The question is an additional 500 billion, because what the article you pulled up means that the investment was from 2021 to 2026.
They say commit. They commit to it. They've been talking about this for years. And did you actually fact check this? Because that doesn't sound like you did.
Well, you said 2022, so that's what I was looking up. The other one was you claimed that Charlie Kirk called for public executions on people.
He claimed that children should watch public executions, yeah. But he also claimed that we should have Nuremberg trials for people who administer, which is the same thing, to administer gender-affirming care.
Right, so castrating children he views as being immoral.
That's perfect. So this is exactly how we get violent rhetoric. Do you think that we're out here castrating children? Is that what you just said?
What would you call the removal of a female's breasts?
We already do the double mastectomy.
Yeah, we do double mastectomy for people who are at high risk of cancer, not
Yeah.
because
And we also have children who get boob implants. And you guys, Trump held children beauty pageants.
First of all, no child is getting an elective
Yes, they are.
boob implant
Yes, they
without
are.
a medical reason behind it. For what reason?
For not a medical reason, they can get it for fun. Of course they can.
Show me an example of a doctor who performed breast augmentation on a voluntary basis or for a non-medical reason.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, children can't opt to get tattoos, so why would they be able to get implants?
You can get one with your parents' permission.
Those parents should be in jail.
Why? Because the 16-year-old girl didn't develop properly, and so she wanted to get her
What is
breasts
properly?
augmented.
What is properly?
As in, like
her own liking.
My ex had went through. I don't know if it was precocious puberty, but basically, she was completely flat-chested. She had augmentation done.
So that's improper? How old was she when she got the procedure?
I think she was like 15 or 16.
Bizarre.
Here you go. The FDA has restrictions for implant types, but they advise against until 18. But yes, they can get breast augmentation. We also have minors who get they go through this thing called precocious puberty, and they get puberty blockers at a young age too. And this is where you guys get very you start defiling the science. So when you guys talk about I don't know, puberty blockers, these things are the same substance you can use to chemically castrate somebody, but it's not enough. It's a different dosage. So like I could die from Tylenol if I took enough, but I don't. So this is the fear mongering that you guys do. And it does cause violence. It causes violence because you guys feel like people are out here intentionally or doing voodoo to castrate children based on some weird superstitious beliefs. But when the truth is, the right is actually the party that does this. They've been they've been mutilating genitals. I'm a victim myself since the Dark Ages on all children. And then we have like 1.7 million Jehovah's Witnesses. Yes.
Are you referring to circumcision?
Yes. Okay. And then we talk about Jehovah's Witnesses. There's 1.7 million of them in the United States. They probably all vote red, and they don't even administer any sort of care. If their child could have been saved by something as easy as a shot or a blood transfusion, nope, they're done. They're just going to fucking die. And you guys out here, you guys don't give a flying fuck about those kids. You just care about the kids you feel are icky. You're like, I don't understand gender dysphoria. I think it's icky. And so I think that we should be outraged.
No, I don't think it's an ickiness thing. I think it's the idea that your brain hasn't fully developed and you're not able to consent to something where you can't necessarily understand what the ramifications are long term.
I know,
there's been examples,
but you don't feel the same way. You don't feel the same way about any other procedure, right? Are you going around are you playing interception? How are you playing interception with kids who want knee surgery?
I mean, I would argue that there's a fundamental difference between someone who has a torn ACL and a 10 or 12-year-old who is confused about what their gender is, who's asking to have either their genitalia removed or for there to be
that's not a thing.
Altering decisions made without
children don't get their genitalia removed. That's not a thing. That's again, that's very dangerous rhetoric, and you are
my
poisoning the well here.
For you is a child able to, in your view, should they be allowed to consent to have their breasts removed because they were born a female and identify as a male?
Yes, with the help of their doctor and their parents and years of therapy, yes, that's how that happens.
So how can you say that there aren't examples of people who are having their genitalia removed?
You're talking about like if someone's breasts get removed, that's one thing. But we can talk about like bottom surgery and sex reassignment surgery. That is very, very, very uncommon. And for you to care about like the one instance that happens a year or every 4 years is silly.
A year?
We don't know. There's a thing called HIPAA. We don't know. But there's only, like in the United States, it's less than 1% of our population. And even less than that, even less than 1% of those are getting gender affirming care to that extreme.
If a child can consent to that procedure, can they consent to having a relationship with a 40-year-old man?
No, absolutely not. And
why? Why?
Because again, you're right. They can't consent. They are not mentally
You just
capable
proved my
of
point.
consenting.
Just proved my point.
No, I didn't.
Just
Because
proved my point.
no, I didn't. Do you think children should be able to get knee surgery?
If there's an underlying medical reason with
So you don't think that
parental
gender
consent,
dysphoria is an underlying medical reason?
sure. No.
You just don't believe it. See, that's you. You have superstitious beliefs that this real condition that we have
What superstitions
science.
do I have?
You don't
What
think that
superstitions
gender
do I have?
dysphoria is real?
I believe that there are confused children. I don't believe
Again,
the underlying medical. I don't.
That's
believe
what I
it's
think.
a-
That's
it's a-
okay. That's your superstitious
if
belief.
could- if
I
could-
just believe in
it's not a
science.
superstitious belief.
Because
I
but
believe that
science
it's a
science says otherwise. I just believe
I
science.
believe that it's a psychological issue that can't be treated with a physical
Okay,
intervention.
and that is a very dumb belief, and I just believe science.
You saying it dumb doesn't make it dumb.
It is. It is void of any sort of science or any sort of
What
nuance in
science are you
this.
pointing to?
I'm talking about the DSM-5. I'm talking about all of the whole world and medical community. Oh my God. The Endocrine Society, the NIH, everybody believes that this is the way to treat people with gender dysphoria for the best
Everybody
outcomes.
does not believe it. If everybody believed it, it wouldn't be such a publicly contentious debate.
No. You guys don't fight. You guys aren't actually talking about the science because you don't know the first thing about it. I can tell.
How do you know?
Because I could literally tell just by talking to
You
you.
haven't asked me anything to
Okay.
prove my knowledge on the subject matter.
Okay, sure. What age do children usually are they able to identify what gender they are?
I can tell you that I have a 2-year-old son who knows he's a boy.
There you go.
Yeah, you're not.
That's
actually
crazy.
proving the point. Also, earlier,
You know my 2-year-old son
you've
also
demonstrated a
believes-
few times, Jack, like as you've talked, because I've been listening, and you've demonstrated a few times that you don't actually understand what certain words mean. So you said castration, which castration is specifically the removal of I'm trying to think of it, balls. Okay, yeah, it's that. So it's
not
that
just,
that
it's
is
not
what
just
that is.
balls. It can be the removal of a clitoris.
No,
Yes,
that is
female
not what castration is.
Female castration?
Are you talking about female circumcision?
No.
I'm so sorry. We're going to stop this right now. If you removed a female's clitoris, would that inhibit her ability to fucking give birth?
Not to my knowledge.
Then why would you think that's castration?
Because it removes the ability for them to get sexual gratification.
That's
Do you
not what
not think
castration does.
No.
Do you not believe that the removal of a female's clit and that occurs all over Central Africa is a bad thing?
It is a bad thing. It's not castration.
Again, what you're referring to is Jesus Christ. It's circumcision. It's female circumcision. That's what it's called. Really, it's more.
It's another thing that y'all do. Yes. Another thing that
Right.
religious weirdos do. Yes, y'all.
What? What are you? I'm not religious. Why are you saying
right.
you all?
The right.
I am the right. I'm not religious.
Okay, well, you stand
Why do
in
you
a...
think they do it in Africa, Jack? They do
Yeah.
it because of religious reasons.
Yeah.
Which religion? They're
They're
I don't know.
Which religion?
You think they do it for
hyper-conservative
fun?
Which religion?
You think they
Do
do,
you
it
want
for
me to
fun?
look it up for you?
It's Islam.
Not all the time, no.
Okay.
What?
Look it up.
What?
Look up the
Okay,
data.
and what about it being Islam? What does that matter?
That's the underlying religion where this procedure occurs.
Okay, and then in Christianity, you guys just do that to all the
Defending
dudes.
Christianity. I'm not defending Christianity.
Okay, but for some reason, this really sticks out for you. And this is what I'm going to circle back to this conversation, okay? You're talking about how children can't consent. You're like, what about the outcomes? What about the dangers of all these things? They can't consent. But then you say, well, if they need elective knee surgery, which
It's not
there's like a
elective
huge,
knee- there's
it
no-
absolutely
there's
is.
there's
Yes,
no elective
literally all knee
surgery.
surgery is elective.
Yeah, if you want to walk with a limp for the rest of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Everything's elective in your world then.
No, there's
Well,
interventional.
cancer-
There's
cancer's
interventional.
elective. I mean, you could just live with cancer.
No, that's
It's elective
interventional.
to have it.
That's interventional.
Fact check. Not religious, cultural.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And the intersection between culture and religion, there's a strong blend there. Jewish people. It's a culture and it's a religion. I mean,
Okay. And when we do it, we're just talking about science. We've had a whole ocean of scientists come out and say, here's this magical thing we can do to make people stop killing themselves. And you guys look at it an inch deep and mile wide, and you're just like, this is weird. This is stupid. And then you go around doing your superstitious stuff. And it's just it just blows my mind.
It's not superstition. I don't know why you think that trying to protect children from a life-altering decision when they can't properly consent is some kind of superstitious-driven motive.
You think that we don't have calculated like guidelines on all of this stuff? There's obviously pediatric care, and there's instructions to do this. We don't need your help, especially the people who don't understand anything about it.
Okay, number one, you haven't demonstrated that I don't understand anything about it. Number two, the very institutions that are providing this advice or this outlook on how we should proceed those are captured institutions that are driven by one ideology. Not. It's deep leftists.
No, you cannot demonstrate that at all. You cannot demonstrate that at all. Also, you said that we couldn't demonstrate that you don't understand this. Again, you incorrectly used the word castration. You used the word castration earlier in reference to the removal of breasts, which is not what that's called. It's not what that's called.
Castration.
Removal of breasts is not castration. Removal of breasts, Jack, come on. Jack,
it could be a bunch of different things.
Listen, removal of breasts, not castration. Because breasts are not genitals, okay? But you also referred to breasts as genitals earlier.
What I'm saying is that chopping off body parts as
okay,
of a minor
but that's not castration, right? Like if you chop off a leg, is that castration?
No,
of course not, Jack.
I draw no distinction between the definition. Yes, if you chop someone's leg off,
you chop off someone's leg and that's castration in your eyes, Jack? Sure. That's amazing.
We can roll it up to whatever word you want to
Jack,
use. If you're removing people's body parts because you think that they were born something they're not. I mean, neither of you can likely even provide a definition of what a male or female is.
We can way better than most conservatives.
Go ahead, do it.
Provide sure. There are markers for both sides, right? So male and female sex is called, it's a thing called bimodal. So there's two extremes, and then there's a continuum of distribution. Are those too big of words? All right, so we have two different, we have XX chromosomes, XY chromosomes, we have large gametes, we have small gametes. There are tons of different markers, but there's not one single trait you can give either side. Does that align with you? Is that true?
There's XY and XX. Those
okay.
Are the two. It's as simple as that.
Bless your heart. No, it's not, because there are literally, there are hundreds of different variations. You're just ignoring all the variations?
Yeah, you guys are psychopaths. It's XY and XX. It's
okay, but what about what about XYX?
XY and XX.
What about XYX?
It's biology.
Hey Jack, is there XYX?
There are mutations and
oh God, there isn't. So it's not as simple as what you said. Well, there's like a billion different types, right? There's variations.
Charlie Kirk made a great argument about this, where he said, "How many legs do humans have?" If I were to answer two, you'd go, well, I know someone who only has one leg. Are they not a human? It's like, yes, under normal circumstances where something hasn't gone wrong, there's an XX and an XY. There's intersex examples, but there's a male and a female. That's it.
And those people are the group we're fucking talking about, bro.
No, you're not.
You're talking about are there's only two? Yes, you're saying there's only two sexes, and I'm saying then there's a distribution of things in between. And what you want to do is ignore those. You hate those. You hate the fact that there are some nuances here, that the people, the minority group that you guys punch down on exist, and you hate us addressing that. That there are people with, I don't know, Schuyler syndrome who have XYX chromosomes, and they were born with a vagina, and they were born female, but they have a lot of masculine traits.
Okay.
So those people just don't exist?
Or XY. No, there's plenty of room within each of those categories where you could be a feminine male. You're still a male. Even though you might have a really high voice, you might have long hair, you might be short.
That's what I just said. It's bimodal. Very good.
No, but you can always do some sort of test on them and define whether they have an XX chromosome or XY.
Or XYX or XXX or XX, and there's like a million different variations. So, yeah.
There's not a million different variations.
Well, there's quite a few.
There's not a million.
Okay, well, there's not a million. But I would say 100.
And you guys you guys have done more for the MAGA movement than I think you can appreciate. Like, I really feel like these types of live streams convert more conservatives than Charlie Kirk or anyone, or Turning Point or anyone else could have. Because even having a simple biological discussion on what a male or female is becomes this word salad where you start to bend definitions to meet whatever your worldview is. And the average American looks at that and goes, you guys are insane.
Cool. So Jack, how do we identify someone as male or female, just or man or woman in a like everyday scenarios, right? Not like in a medical setting, because what Pickles just gave you is like a wonderful summary of the medical side of things, which, like, you know, in lab, like that type of shit, like where there are tests being done, okay, where chromosomes are being looked at under like under a microscope. So
what I just heard was like, oh, that's too complicated. I rather have beliefs that fit on a bumper sticker. And that is MAGA. That is the MAGA movement. All these things that are too hard to understand, to conceptualize, high level, like complex things to understand, it is too hard for MAGA. So that's why they usually they like build a wall. They eat the dogs and the cats. That's why they vote MAGA.
I promise you, Pickles, we have no problem understanding the concept. It's just that we believe that you guys are so ideologically driven and you are so willing to just accept anyone who says anything about what they affirm to be that it borders on the line of insanity. I've met plenty of trans people. I've been perfectly polite with them. I've had very engaging conversations with them. And some of them
that doesn't forgive. That doesn't forgive the movement you're part of.
Quite frankly, I don't care if it forgives the movement I'm part of. What I'm telling you, and Nemo, I think where you're going with this is I typically will acknowledge someone based on how they present in public. Now, with that being said, I've met many people who present as female, meaning they're wearing a dress, they have makeup, maybe it's long hair, maybe they talk in a high voice, and it's very clear to me that they are not female. And I'm not going to go along with their lie just because they want me to. I also will not refer to them how they demand to be referred to. I'll refer to them how I see them present.
And that's where you're causing harm. That's where you're causing harm. So we are not delusional. What we know is that what you do causes harm, and what we do stops them from killing themselves, and it doesn't hurt my feelings. So
no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You have no data or studies to support.
Of course we do.
That the gender affirming care you claim improves their suicide rates, which are through the roof. Agreed. And it's a problem.
Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious.
Okay, I'll just find you one real quick.
Okay, I'll find you a study that shows the opposite.
It's one of the easiest things to prove. Like this, the before and after rate comparison is dramatic.
It's like 70% reduction. Here's the UCLA Williams Institute. Research findings: estimated 40% of transgender have attempted suicide at some point. 30% of transgender youth attempted suicide. These are the people you don't care. You're so worried. You don't care if they fucking kill themselves as long as they don't actually get anything that you feel icky about.
Said that. I appreciate you making a straw man.
Experience religion or rejection. 30% physically attacked. Supported classmates, cohort, lower prevalence last year. Thoughts, suicide, and supported fees. I think even just having a friend that's like a peer to rely on reduces your suicidality by like 50%. It's insane. So you're like directly causing harm to people.
Who is?
You.
Who is?
You.
How am I doing that?
Because you're doing the opposite of what we show with science stops people from killing themselves. You're like you're just triggering the opposite. You're like with science. You caught me saying the word wrong.
You have no science to defend your position.
You're wild if you think that doctors have been handing out all over the world gender affirming care for no reason.
Well, there is a reason. There's a lot of money to be made on the back end of performing those surgeries.
That's a very bad fit. There's money to be made all over the scientific community, but we see that there's suicidality reduction. The prevalence of suicidality ideation and attempts varies by sample, with the prevalence of suicide ideation as high as 50 to 75%. Rates attempted peak at 30. One longitudinal study, 6,000 trans, indicates high suicide is amongst under 18 years. Enhancing factors, growing proliferation, gender treatments, common argument advocates treatments
Look
as
up
such treatments need to reduce suicidality. This review is the first of kind.
And self-harm following gender-affirming care. The study showed that transgender individuals who had gender-affirming surgery were associated with a significantly elevated risk of suicide and self-harm after surgery.
Elevated more?
Would you like the link?
Yeah, show me. Send me that link. In this light, high prevalence of suicidality and proliferation of gender-affirming treatments. A common argument by advocates of gender-affirming treatments is such that treatments are needed to reduce suicidality. 26 through 29. So doctors agree gender-affirming care is life-saving care. There you go. Here's ACLU. And what study?
I'm sending you a study that shows the exact opposite, so we can play this.
Okay, we'll see which one's better. Which we can see the methodology. See which one's a bigger study.
Pickles, now I can say,
and we can see if you actually read your study.
The science is on my side, Pickles. The science is on
No, it's not. If there's 80,000 papers that prove climate change is man-made, and there's two that say it's not,
don't
who's right?
Into climate change, please.
No, I'm talking about the body of science and the consensus of the world.
Publicly funded studies where these researchers are completely dependent on on public tax dollars.
Oh my God, Jack is a climate change denier. Of course he is. That's amazing.
I am. You know what? I'm not a denier.
Is the Earth flat?
I believe that climate change is real. I don't.
Oh, cool. Is the Earth flat, Jack?
No, the Earth is not flat. But I do.
Are you sure?
I do believe that climate change is real.
What science have you used to prove that the Earth isn't flat?
Nemo, if I could acknowledge the climate change point, I do believe that climate change is real.
Yeah, no.
I believe
I don't need you to limp through it. You're going to say that yes, climate's real and weather and all that shit, but oh no, man-made climate change isn't real. Like, I've heard this 1,000 times from mouth breathers. It's okay, Jack.
1.5% GDP impact is not enough for you guys to shut down.
What in the fuck are you talking about GDP? Climate change is real, dude. Man-made climate change is absolutely a thing. If you refusing to accept that fact that is irrefutable.
I've already said I agree that climate change is real. I said that I believe the UN projections that in a worst case scenario, the impact to global countries is going to be 1.5% of GDP. And I don't believe that the 1.5% of GDP is enough to do what all the green initiatives that you guys want, which will cost far more than that.
You just think GDP is the only bad outcome of climate change?
I didn't say it was the only bad outcome.
Then why did you only bring that up?
I told you because that's what the UN stated would be the impact to countries on a GDP basis.
But there's more, right?
So the study I was referring to here pulled data from 90 million records, found patients who underwent gender-affirming surgery had higher rates of suicide, self-harm.
So just surgery. I'm talking about care. Gender-affirming care. Gender-affirming care. Not surgery.
Just talking hormones? Okay.
No. Not even just hormones. No. We can talk about the thing you hate doing.
Pickles. If you even knew the members of your own community, you would understand that many of these women and males feel incomplete without having a surgery that will allow them to present as the sex in which they identify.
That's not true.
Expect you.
You're wrong. That's a lie.
It is true.
It's wrong. No, very low percent. You just made a claim that all of them regret doing it, or that they all want to do it, and now you want to give me the. Here's the bottom line. The regret rate of the regret rate. I'm sorry.
Nemo,
the regret rate.
Nemo,
excuse me. The regret rate.
Nemo, jump in. Save your boy.
Stop. The regret rate of gender affirming care and transitioning is less than 2%. That's the regret rate. Okay.
Right. That's the regret rate of the people who haven't committed suicide from the care. That
Correct.
You are so
and then they have and then we have all of the evidence that shows that those people, even the ones who didn't do the surgery, have much lower suicidality rates. So for you to cherry pick just the people who got surgery and talk about suicidality rates is bad faith.
So when you look at the study, I mean, have you looked at this? Do you want the link? Do you want the title of it?
Why do I only want to look at people who have bottom surgery?
Who said it was bottom surgery?
Sex reassignment surgery? Is that what you're talking about?
Gender affirming care, a surgery. So maybe it was top surgery for males that were transitioning to
Okay.
female.
Okay, can you list me all the gender affirming care like concepts?
I mean, there's top surgeries for men. There's bottom surgery for men. There's bottom surgery for females. There's bottom surgery for females.
Guys, okay, all right. So you're categorically wrong already. So that's not the only type. That is one type, right? So you can do things such as, I don't know, preferred pronouns, painting your fingernails. Yes, yeah, there you go. Yes, no, you're just talking about other cosmetic things. I'm talking about social things. So like the thing you hate doing, that actually helps them. If you call them by preferred pronouns, their suicidality rate goes down. There's no science you can show me that proves that wrong.
I mean, you haven't shown any science to prove your claim, so I don't even know that this is true.
The majority of 23 studies reviewed claims that various forms of gender-affirming treatment were associated with reductions of suicidality. However, 35. I'm going to find the exact study. Long-term follow-up transsexual persons ongoing reassignment surgery cohort study in Sweden. This is the very famous study from Sweden. It's Google Scholar. And if we have anybody in the trans community that wants to come up to, hi, Artemis is here too.
Hey, hi.
Hi.
This study is constantly misrepresented every damn time. Jack, would you like to finish reading the conclusion for the rest of the audience?
No, thank you.
No, is it because it disproves your point?
Nope.
So, okay, I'll read it for the audience since you can't.
I'll read the conclusion.
No,
I'm reading
Jack.
it for you.
Jack,
You
I'll
asked me
help
to
you
read
out
it.
here.
You
It's
asked me to
okay,
read it.
Jack.
I
Jack,
haven't-
Jack,
I just
I'm in.
pulled it up.
Jack, we got you.
Hey, you just spoke.
We got you.
Yeah, we got you, Jack. Don't worry about it. Okay, here we go. Go ahead, Pickles, because I could barely see the lit. Persons with transsexualism, which, by the way, is only a branch underneath transgender, after sex reassignment, that's bottom surgery, Jack, have considered, if you could move it over just a little bit for me, Pickles, I can't see it. It's behind my box. Move it over just a little bit for me, to the left. Thank you. It's simply higher risks of S behavior and psychiatric morbidity than the general population are suggest that sex reassignment surgery, although alleviating gender dysphoria, may not be sufficient treatment for transsexualism and should inspire improved psychiatric and somatic care. Therapy, Jack. They recommend that after you have the surgery, which they say alleviates gender dysphoria, that you continue with therapy.
You can see it on my screen.
Yeah, it's right in front of our face, Jack.
I got it.
They say that you have to continue therapy.
Yeah, they definitely need psychiatric support. I do agree with that.
They say with
So why
the
do you go
sex
around
reassignment therapy.
why do you go around saying things that are counterproductive to their psychiatric care?
My entire argument has been that it's a psychiatric issue.
So you understand that what you're doing is not helping that issue because you hate them.
No, they require psychological help.
And the psychological help that they fucking prescribe is calling them by their preferred pronouns, dude.
No, wait, you seem like you really know what you're talking about here, Jack. Could you tell me what that prescribed treatment is, since you've obviously read through the DSM-5 and has gone through the training and the schooling?
What's your question?
My question is, what is the treatment that is prescribed, since you are obviously well-versed in the DSM-5 TR and you went to schooling for this?
Let me ask you something. Why?
I asked it first, Jack. What is the treatment?
I don't know what the treatment is. I don't care what the treatment is.
Well, then why are you speaking on something you know nothing about?
You guys want to legislate this too? You don't care what the treatment is, you just hate it? Love it. Love that.
My argument has been that I don't care if you're an adult and you want to go live however you want to live. By all means, go do it. My argument has always been that children should be off limits. They shouldn't be allowed to consent to a surgery of any kind or having hormones.
Any kind. Just for transgender, just for trans.
For any kind of gender dysphoria.
Oh, just gender dysphoria, because you have a very particular problem with that because you think it's voodoo. You don't think it's real.
I think it's a psychological issue.
It is. It absolutely is, and the treatment is very plainly written.
That they should be able to drink alcohol. That they can consent to dating a 50-year-old man. That they should be able to get tattoos.
Those are all irrelevant, right? Those are all irrelevant when we talk about we're talking about medical intervention. We're talking about things that save lives.
It's not saving lives, as the study I just pulled up proves.
Your study
It's
did
not
not
true.
prove this to you.
Didn't prove that.
The author of that
What
study
don't you
has
see
even
about
spoken
this?
out.
What
We
don't you
just
see
read it.
about
The
this?
author spoke out. Her
What-
name is Cecilia. She
No.
said, "Stop misappropriating the study. They are
What
comparing
study?
transgender people to cisgender people."
Where do you see
I
Cecilia listed
actually know
anywhere
what I'm
here?
talking about, Jack. You
clearly
don't. You're
don't.
using the one study. I've gone deeper into
Look,
this. There
look,
has been more information
It's
that
right
has
here.
come out about Jack. I don't
You
know
should
how to help you.
expand. You should expand your
Yeah,
reading.
Jack, we've read it.
Because
I've
you're
read the
talking about
study a
Cecilia.
dozen
Cecilia is not an
times.
author of this study.
Oh my God, the Swedish study is one of the authors. She's literally one of the authors. That's the study you're referencing.
What study are you talking
Research team led by Cecilia Dejin. The study, it's 2011. It's the Swedish
about?
study we just
No,
looked
this
at.
is 2024. This is 2024.
Oh my God,
What are you talking about?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What are you talking about?
Also, again, you're only looking at surgery. So
What's the PMID code?
the conversation we're having is that there's more things than surgery, and that
Why?
suicidality rate goes down when people do the things you hate. That's my point.
Pickles.
And you just go,
What have
well,
I been
it's a
objecting
psychological
to
issue.
This entire time I've been objecting to surgeries.
Okay, and that's not. No one's fighting for children to go around and have surgeries. But my point was that
You just were.
no.
You said
No,
it's- you
I'm
said it's
saying
safe
children
love.
don't
You
have
said it's safe
surgeries.
love.
It's very rare. It is very rare. In fact, the medical
happens.
community advises
happens.
against it. The medical
happens.
community advises against it, so we don't need your help, right?
How about the left just agrees? Just leave the children alone.
No one's coming
with
after
that,
the children.
No
I
one's coming after
swear to
children. We're just trying to save them.
God.
We're trying to get them to not kill themselves. You should stay away from the children. Well, you guys need
I
to
get
stop
this?
legislating the Bible into schools. Stay away from our children.
He was referencing specifically, which was a review of the original 2011 study, which was done in Sweden. That's why it had some of the conclusion there. That's not all the way. The author has spoken out multiple times. That study also only looks at transgender individuals, well, actually people who identify as transsexual, because that was what was used in 2011, versus cisgendered individuals, not trans people who don't receive surgery versus trans people that do. It's a disingenuous representation of the study. I can't stand it.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing good. Are you a Trump supporter?
I am. So
What-
I'm sorry if I sound awful. I'm just a little sick.
What do you like about Trump?
So my huge thing is I promise I'm not gonna get in the transgender thing. I do not know enough about it. I don't feel like getting embarrassed. My huge thing is tariffs as a whole. So my question to you is, are you for tariffs? Do you like tariffs? I just joined for a little bit. I haven't really been listening. I'm doing schoolwork while this has been going on.
I think it's a very broad question. So, like, tariffs are useful. They're a useful tool to protect industry. The way Trump is using them, I think, is very bad.
What way do you think he's using them in that way?
He's using them as blanket. He's using blanket tariffs to bully countries into giving us favorable things, probably favorable things to him. I don't really get anything out of this, but it's a regressive tax on the middle and lower class. It's going to slow down trade. It's going to make companies go out of business. We're going to shrink our economy. All these things are already happening. Unemployment's going up. All these things.
See, I can disagree with you on one point. I think over time, maybe not right away, but I think over time, companies are going to continue to invest in America, and that's what's going to cause this, because they don't want to pay more. So, like different car dealerships for like
It's a very surface level idea, right? Like that's very surface level. Of course, that's what he's selling you on. But we have even more companies just going straight out of business. And if you raise the costs of like your raw goods, if you're a medium or small size business, you're just fucked. So we're going to see a lot of this happening. It's not just as black and white as more businesses because tariffs. We're going to slow down their trade. The economy is going to shrink. That means a lot more things than you think. I mean, unemployment.
Right, but at the same time, the U.S. is, then you can fact check me if I'm wrong, the U.S. is the biggest consumer in the world, right? So these companies, or these countries in general, that are offering these goods need to trade with the U.S. to have an economy. So Trump, and I agree with you with what you're saying, right? But I also think that's a good thing because we have been getting swindled by all these countries because we've been adding no tariffs and we've been getting tariffed to fuck for.
That doesn't mean anything.
Long.
That doesn't make any sense. We've been getting tariffed. Do we have to pay tariffs when they tariff us?
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
If England put a tariff on us, are you paying that tariff?
Okay. The companies are paying the tariff.
No. Are the U.S. companies paying that tariff?
if we ship goods, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this. Okay,
You're wrong.
I'm here to learn. That's
You're already
why
wrong.
I joined the law.
If you're already wrong.
Okay. Then explain to me how I'm wrong, please, so I can be educated.
So if England tariffs us on cars, that means when a person in England buys one of our cars, they have to pay taxes to England, not us. We're not getting ripped off when they tariff us.
So say that again. I'm sorry. So if England charges us 5% tariffs on however much our cars are for all, like Ford, for example, all Ford trucks, and an English person says, "Hey, I'm gonna go buy a Ford truck today," they have to pay an increased tax to England.
Yep.
Okay. So if then
Are you getting ripped off in that
England-
scenario if you own this car dealership here?
do I feel ripped off?
Yeah. If you owned this car dealership here that sold that car, do you feel ripped off?
I mean, in a sense, I guess, yeah. But at the same time, wouldn't
Why-
that? But
how-
so wouldn't that want you to be like, okay, now I probably should we probably should be for America first rather than trying to outsource our goods. We're more like internalizing our goods and having
This
more
is-
American consumption.
This is very far right, like ultra nationalist ideologies to do like protectionist economic policy like this. This is in fact like very, very far right, and this is probably detrimental to our economy. Can you name one country that does protectionism that's doing good?
No, not really. But I think it's just they just don't want to.
Think North
But I
Korea is
get- I
doing
think-
hot?
No, I don't think North Korea is doing hot. I think the only other country that's kind of like close to like being by yourself is what, like Sweden, I think. I
No.
could be wrong on that. They're like very self-sufficient.
No.
But
They're
No,
like
the
the
website-
world's bank, so absolutely not.
right. Okay. What I was gonna bring up is before we got into the whole questions, is like the companies that were trying to expand to the U.S. because of the tariffs was Hyundai. They're trying to bring a new facility in Byron County, Georgia, the $7.6 billion project. Volkswagen to Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Again, you're listing a bunch of things that are irrelevant. We saw last time we did tariffs. While you can name all these accomplishments, for every 1,000 jobs added, we lost 75,000.
Where is the 75,000 being lost from the companies in Germany? or the
So
companies-
no, here.
How are we losing jobs over here? If we're
Okay,
bringing-
for instance, if steel goes up 10%, which is a lot, it's a lot more than it did. Steel goes up 10%. You try to build a house. Well, you got a company with $10 billion, and now you can only buy, I don't know, instead of $10 billion worth of steel, you can only buy whatever, 9, and you can only build fewer houses, and you have fewer people working to build those houses, and you have fewer people building cars and buying cars because the price of cars have gone up, and it slows down the trade of money. It slows down everything, and the economy shrinks. People lose their jobs.
I see. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Thank you.
Also, two examples that you brought up, the Hyundai plant and Volkswagen. So I live in Georgia, so I'm familiar with both of those. So the Volkswagen plant, or what was it that you said about Chattanooga and
I can bring it
Volkswagen?
back up just 1 second. I just totally clicked off of it.
Well, I mean, either way, like the Volkswagen has had a presence in Chattanooga for, I mean, the majority of my life. Like they've had a presence in Tennessee for quite some time. So it's not like this is a new thing. The Hyundai plant in Georgia, odds are that's not happening now, and it's not because of tariffs or anything. It's because Donald Trump's immigration policy. It's because
Because South Koreans?
Yeah, that was the Hyundai plant in Georgia. So if you're not familiar, and to anybody who's not familiar, just to bring you up to speed, there's a Hyundai plant that was gonna happen in Georgia. There were about just shy of 500 South Koreans who were in Georgia on business to train Americans on a manufacturing thing, whatever it was. So they were literally training Americans to do this thing. They were here legally on business, like that. They were here on a business visa, okay? And the Trump administration, in their infinite wisdom, decided to round them up. ICE raided them, or raided the plant arrested them, detained them. They were then instructed by the South Korean government to sign whatever they have to sign to get back to South Korea, and don't try to fight it, because if they try to fight it, they'll risk being in prison for months. That was the instructions given to them by the South Korean government. And so that's what happened. Now, 500 South Koreans in Georgia literally training Americans on what to do to manufacture stuff. There was no downside to that. And a Hyundai plant, there were going to be jobs.
Right.
This was a good thing.
Right, I agree.
But Trump wanted to round up every immigrant ever, and so he ruined that. I can tell you, man. I mean, Hyundai's pissed, and the South Korean government also pissed. We were already risking a relationship with South Korea anyway, because they are actually talking to China and Japan, which is not that common. That region has a lot of history, but the point is, we fucked up a business relationship that's worth billions, and I can guarantee you that plant probably not coming online.
Can you, I don't mean to question your intelligence. Do you have the article or anything where I can look at that? So I can rewarn
Yeah, one second.
Dude, oh my God. Hold on, I'm going to grab a tissue. You want to mute me?
America is not a safe place to work. Woof. God damn it. I thought I had a subscription.
Really quickly, while there's a bit of a break, I'm going to stay up here because I know MAGA gets scared and Zachary seems to be having a genuine conversation. Thank you for letting me up to talk about my community, that stuff.
Anytime. Much love, Artemis.
Love you, Pickles. Love you, Nemo. Love all of you all. I'm going to hop back down. Bye.
All right, bye.
I didn't know the Atlanta Journal-Constitution does a paywall now. That's real sad. Man. Okay. Axios ICE raid will delay Hyundai's construction plans in Georgia, CEO says. So CEO of Hyundai said this. So Hyundai's now $26 billion commitment to build in the U.S. was one of the signature early wins for Trump, but that's all up in the air as the repercussions of the immigration raid take hold. ICE raided the plant on September 4th, arresting hundreds of workers, many of them South Korean. The images of their countrymen in shackles caused broad outrage in South Korea, prompting the country's president to reportedly say Thursday that it could chill the U.S. allies' investment plans. So, yeah.
Well,
and I mean, South Korea especially,
right.
Hyundai is one company.
Uh-huh.
South Korea also has one of the other big companies that we should very much care about, which is Samsung.
Yep.
Because we want to ramp up semiconductor manufacturing.
Yes,
well, Samsung would have been extremely valuable in that situation because they are the second biggest one after TSMC. And I mean, TSMC's already got some plans here. That could be fucked.
I have that up as well, which is kind of funny. What was I to say? Oh yeah, with the whole immigration thing as a whole too. I mean, obviously, like I think if someone's here on a legal visa, or they're here for like the right reasons, like right here they're here legally on a visa or whatever, I don't think they should be fucking deported. Like,
60% of the people that he's arrested have no criminal background in either country. So he's. It's all coming together. I don't know if you saw the thing where Tom Homan got caught with an FBI undercover agent giving him 50 grand to secure contracts for all this deportation shit they're doing. We also have records of all of these charter plane companies that paid hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars into Trump's campaign that is in charge of flying all these people everywhere all over the world for Trump now. We can now understand why he's just like reversing 500,000 people's legal migrant status so he can ship them away too for some reason. None of this makes any sense. And I've talked to a few thousand MAGA by now. I've never heard any of them actually tell me why we need to spend $140 billion on chasing all these people down and like shrinking our population, shrinking our economy. I think it's just racism and political theater. There's no actual economic data that shows this is good. Just nothing but the opposite.
There are people that are actually waiting in line and doing it the right way.
It doesn't change any of that. It doesn't make them wait longer. There's no line. It's a lottery system. So none of that matters.
I mean, I get it. It's just this. If I were trying to get to America, right? Your promise is like whole, whether you think it's an illusion or not. Like your promise, basically, like America, like the land of opportunity, and I'm doing it the right way. I'm waiting, trying to get my citizenship, and then I see on the news, like during the last 4 years of how.
Well, again, so what you're telling me is that we need to spend a few $100 billion to make people feel good.
No, I'm just saying. I don't think you should be in the country, and now I'm not going to get in the whole taxes thing, but they do pay taxes, but not all of the legal immigrants pay taxes.
But that doesn't. It doesn't matter. The overwhelming consensus is that we are in population decline. We're spending $140 billion on negating our tax income by another $97 billion, and shrinking our workforce and shrinking our population. It makes no sense if you actually look at it at all.
I think because the reason we're one of the youngest countries and the reason we're not aging like Europe or like China or like Japan is, I don't know if Japan's right, but like those other countries that have been like these big powers for so long, is because of immigration, and I agree with you on that.
That's not true. We have roughly the same amount of immigrants as them. We have a little more. Like our undocumented immigrant population is like 3%, dude.
Our undocumented immigration property. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't.
There's 13 million undocumented people here out of a country of 350 million. You can't even see that. You can't see that.
And I get that. I get there's 13 million, but that's 13 million people that should be doing it the right way. I think
what's the value of that? Like, what is it? Why? Like, why are you obsessed with this again? What are the bad outcomes of us not doing this?
I think to be able to live in America for like
no. What are the bad outcomes?
What are the bad outcomes of this?
Yeah, besides your feelings.
Cheaper jobs. I mean, people can get paid less, especially if they're not. If that percentage is not paying taxes.
The 3% of our workforce is causing a downward push on income.
I think like 13 million people. That's 13 million other people that aren't gonna be able to get jobs because they're getting paid less than those people.
That's not true. There's not a finite amount of jobs. So when more people enter the economy, more jobs come.
Right.
Also, you have to consider the 13 million. That also includes kids.
Right. Okay.
That number, they're not all working age. Some of them are like retirement age.
Yeah, and most of them have been here forever. Again, like the last 4 years, we've gained about 1.5 million people. That's about it. They're not taking anyone's job. We have 8 million open jobs, 4.2% unemployment. It's not great, but like if Trump never came, we would have much better job numbers than that. We were on a steady decline with unemployment, and since Trump entered, we're in a steady incline with unemployment.
But back to the Hyundai plant, again, just to like use that as an example, that's a microcosm of the broader issue, which is because of this hyper strict immigration policy that Donald Trump has demanded, and that there are these insane quotas that are being handed out to DHS and ICE. And because of those unobtainable policy goals, it's actually causing jobs to disappear.
And that's why he actually reversed, I keep saying this, but like he came out and he's like, we're going to stop raiding farms and hospitality. Why do you think that is?
You said we're going to stop raiding farms?
Yeah.
Because they have illegal immigrants working there? Is that what you're trying to get at? I'm confused.
Well, yeah, of course. But why do you think he's going to stop raiding farms specifically?
Because if you take the illegal immigrants off the farms, you're not going to have workers for the farm.
Yeah, because it's fucking up our economy.
Right. But that's what and I understand, and I agree with you on that, correct? I agree. Like, if there is cheaper labor, and let's say what you said is true, correct? If we have cheaper labor and they can find cheaper labor, and then Trump's like, hey, we're not going to raid farms because of what we just talked about. What if we get like U.S. citizens, then yes, we have to pay them more. Yes, you won't have to pay them under the table. I understand, but I think that's better as a whole because it might suck to pay more, and it probably is going to hurt the economy. But I'd rather an American citizen have a job who has to pay.
What you just articulated is what's called ultranationalism. So you're willing to fuck up our own economy to, I don't know, have our own citizens or something. But I don't know. Like that's what you said.
I'd rather American citizens have jobs.
Again, yeah. So like that's the racket you're using in your head to justify doing all of this. But we could easily just take this $140 billion we're hemorrhaging to have chasing around people at birthday parties and shit, and just make jobs. We don't have to do all this.
Make jobs? I'm confused.
Yeah, like we can invest and say, hey, we're going to start manufacturing microchips or some shit like Biden did. Invest in infrastructure. They start, makes jobs. Biden made 15 million jobs. It's pretty easy. You just go and you say, hey, if you want this money, you got to make a business in this field, and we'll give you subsidies.
Right. Hold on. There's one more thing I did want to talk about. I appreciate you guys. This is why I came on here. Is to like spew opinions and see different kinds of things.
For sure.
One second. Oh, was it? I don't know if it was you or not. I've been into a few like different lives today, Republican and Democrat. Have you talked about gas prices at all today? Or
I can. I think Trump fucked up gas prices for us during COVID.
Okay.
Want to hear about that?
Yeah, sure.
So there's a deal. There was called the OPEC 2020 deal, and going into 2021, all of Trump's rich oil friends called and said, "Hey, we're hemorrhaging money because gas is or oil is negative $37 a barrel for the first time in U.S. history, and we're going to go out of business because nobody's driving." And Trump said, "I got an idea. I'm going to call my friends in Saudi Arabia, tell them to stop drilling so much oil so that you guys can keep working, and the price of oil skyrockets, and you can sell it and make profit." And that's what he did. And the Saudis stopped drilling oil to the tune of 9.7 million barrels a day for 2 whole years into Biden's presidency, causing gas to skyrocket. And the day that deal was over, gas plummeted. And Trump went around campaigning for 4 years, pointing at Biden, saying he made gas prices go up.
Yeah, because I was going to get into, because it says now gas prices are continuing to drop, which, from what you said, makes sense. But that is kind of like threw my point out the window.
Yeah, I mean, so what we're going to see with gas prices, and everybody watching, keep this in mind. Right now it's September. It's the end of September. This is when there's a switch from summer to winter blend, and that actually makes a lot of difference in gas prices. So it's very likely that you're going to see gas kind of trend down over the next few weeks.
Yeah,
Right,
that is extremely likely. That's a thing that happens every single year, right? At the same time.
Yeah, that makes sense. 1 second. Oh, the video. Now, I don't agree with everything Charlie Kirk said, by the way. His whole stance on like abortion and stuff like that, I don't really agree with. I'm actually kind of left on the whole abortion stance. But I did watch the full clip. Yeah, I did watch the full. I do, and you guys can tell me I'm crazy or not, or like how do you guys even are in a relationship? My girlfriend actually is a liberal, and we get into like arguments stuff and debates like this all the time. But I think it's great because if there's no politics involved.
Dude, I think you're very easy to talk to about politics, so I can see that working. I think you're chill.
I just wish. I know. I think it just sucks because obviously you guys are more educated than I am, and I love talking politics and stuff. I wish I had more to be like, oh well, here's gotcha. Oh well, here's gotcha. So I mean, I'm like losing the debate between you two because you guys have proved me wrong and just about everything we talked about.
The one thing I don't like, unless you're a butthole to me, I don't really try to like slam dunk and try to get gotchas. Like I genuinely want to have conversations and see, like make sure that I give you information that doesn't seem like I'm just trying to, I don't know, look cool.
No,
like I genuinely
no,
like, yeah.
I went on Dean's live not too long ago, and it was bad. Like I said one thing, and then I ran into another question. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get out of here. Because I was talking to him like I'm talking to you, and then he like said something. I think he asked if I was I forget what it was. Like I think he asked me if I was like I don't even know what, like it was something stupid. I'm like yes, like if I like liked America or something, or like if I was like I don't know. I forget what the exact question was. He's like, well, this, and this. This makes if you support Trump, it means you're not this person. I'm like, okay, like all right, dude, cheese and crow. I would necessarily. I would say like I support Trump as a whole, but I wouldn't say. I just didn't think. And this could be me not doing enough research. I just didn't see enough policy with when Kamala ran. I just didn't think her campaign was ran well enough to show people that like she had policy and she knew what she wanted to do. And I think some of the things that he was pushing on, I like necessarily disagreed with. And that was kind of part of my reason for voting for Trump.
So what I usually tell people when I hear that is if you watch rallies between the two, Kamala does actually talk about policy, like actual policies. Trump doesn't. Trump, if you look at his website, I can pull it up real quick. If you go to donaldjtrump.com and then go to platform and then go, I'll just do it. It's sad. It's like an 8th grader wrote it. And if you look at Kamala's website, she had an 82-page PDF. It was beautiful. It had actual policies on it. And it's literally the opposite of the truth. Here's his platform. Seal the border, stop migrant invasion, carry out the largest deportation operation in history, end inflation. What does that mean? We went from 9 to 3%. And you never want to end inflation. Make America affordable again. What he did is he came in and put taxes on all items, making inflation go up. Keep the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. He's fucking that up too. We just lost 10% this year of the value of the dollar because of his shenanigans. And then here's his Agenda 47. He lied. He lied when he said he wasn't going to do Project 2025, and then he's doing it. He's like full blast doing it. He's like 50% done with it already. So I feel it's bad faith when people say this. And
If I'm wrong, doesn't Project 2025 talk about like ending, holy crap, like abortions as a whole if you're not allowed to get an abortion?
Mm-hmm.
Or was that wrong?
Yeah, nationwide abortion ban.
So that's the only because that was the main thing my girlfriend was like talking about. She goes, "Oh, there should be a nationwide abortion ban." Blah blah blah. I don't think it's physically because it has to go through Congress, and then it has to go through. I'm not sure exactly how that process works in the legal system, but I think as is, and I mean, I don't think it's right, but I don't think it's terrible.
It is terrible. It was terrible enough for Trump to distance himself from it. Why do you think he did that? Yeah, there's things in there called unitary executive theory. There's plans on silencing their opponents. Brendan Carr wrote the part in the FCC for Project 2025. He's head of the FCC. The architect of the entire Project 2025 is the head of the budget. All of the people in their respective places are Tom Homan, same thing. So it was a huge lie, and he wanted to distance himself for a reason, and it wasn't because of the abortion thing, because that's already part of his platform. And I don't know, it's just bad faith. There's things in there about firing thousands and thousands of federal workers. He did that instantly under the guise of Doge, and then the rest of it's still happening. It's all there.
What did I say? No, my whole thing with abortion is, okay, here's my stance. If you want to get an abortion, right, and let's say my girlfriend wanted to get an abortion, I have no say in if she can get an abortion or not, right? Go ahead and do what you want to do. But in my opinion, it should be only, and the whole argument there is like, I'm a guy, I shouldn't have an opinion on what girls do with their bodies. I get that, but like, everyone has an opinion. My opinion is death of the mother, rape, and incest. I don't think it should be used as birth control. That's my only thing. Now, if you do use it as birth control, what am I going to do? How does that affect me? Not really. I just kind of think it's morally wrong in my opinion. But
yeah, I think that's based. That's fine. I just would say it's impossible to like legislate those things. Like we've seen the people dying right now because they've put these clauses into the law, like saying, "Oh, birth of the mother." So they're telling these people to go wait outside in the parking lot until they bleed out before they can do anything for them, and then they're just dying. So it's It's not a good way to do it. We've seen it. OBGYNs are fleeing these states. We have 20,000, or it's more now. It's probably like 30,000 rape-related pregnancies in Texas alone, where I live, and it was like 80,000 nationwide. And it's illegal. There's no way to prove you were raped before 9 months. You can't do that.
It's fully illegal in Texas, correct?
Yeah, you have a $10,000 bounty on your head if you try to get one here.
You're right, because if you're trying to if you do try, there's no way you're gonna prove a rape in 9 months.
Yeah.
That is true. I don't know. I just don't like the idea that people can go have sex, whatever, but like people are having all these one night stands, right? And now again, this is not like completely the problem, but I think this is what like should be addressed. I don't think like there's other ways to stop having or like prevent having a child.
60% of abortions are done by women who already have kids in a marriage.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. And I agree with you on that point.
Yeah, I mean,
my abortion stand is pretty far left. The only thing I don't agree with is people saying like, oh, well, I don't want to have kids, and like they're just in it for like the pleasure, which is cool, do whatever. But like at the end of the day, like if you're just getting knocked up to get knocked up and then having an abortion, I don't think
dude, it's human nature to have sex, dude. It is insane for us to think we can tell people, hey, don't go around and have sex. If it felt good sticking your dick in a light socket, people would constantly be dying of electrocution.
I agree with you. I agree. I'm just saying there's condoms, there's birth control.
They have failure rates. 60% of abortions are done under failed contraception.
I mean, how much do you think birth control costs? Like, let's just do the pill.
Her insurance pays for it, but I know it's a lot of money. It's a decent amount of money because I've been there when she's picked it up.
Okay. Okay. So it depends on your insurance, depends on the type, but as far as like typical birth control pill, I mean, most insurance will cover that, and I don't think it exceeds $100.
Yeah, I think it's like I think my girlfriend's around $50 to $70, and I was like, that's still decently expensive for birth. You know what I mean?
Right. So let's just assume it's $50. Okay. And condoms are like $1 a pop or something like that. So okay. Like Pickle said, there's failure rates with those. How much do you think an abortion is? And let's just go ahead and assume that it's within the first trimester, so you're going to use basically the abortion pill. You're just going to do a medically induced one, and there's no complications, and you went to Planned Parenthood. How much do you think that would cost?
I'm not sure. Maybe a few $100s. Maybe at most maybe $1,000. I'm not.
Yeah. It averages about $600. Okay. So the reason that I say that is that the idea that that abortions are being used as birth control doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any financial sense whatsoever. And so it's not happening. It's simply not happening.
In fact, that's a good plan. If that were happening, a lot of people would be having kids because eventually you go broke. It's a bad plan.
Like, what if I'll describe something to them? Let me know if this roughly equates to your stance. The first 2 trimesters, government should not have a say. This should just simply be a matter of between a woman and her doctor. The government should not be like trying to get into the doctor's office and figure that out between the two of them. It should simply be a doctor-patient situation. And then the 3rd trimester, that is the restrictions that you had mentioned, which is life of the mother and horrific other situations. Right. Does that seem sensible in your eyes?
Mishi, hello.
I mean, not necessarily. No. Am I wrong? Did I hear you wrong? I'm sorry. You're saying if. What was the question again? I'm sorry. I was like reading comments from what people are saying while you're talking. I'm sorry.
So the first 2 trimesters.
Yep.
Government has no say. That is a doctor-patient thing.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yep.
In the 3rd trimester.
Yes.
It has the restrictions that you mentioned, which is life of the mother or other horrible situations, rape, incest, that thing. Do you think that policy sounds sensible?
Yeah, that makes sense. Like like I said, I think there should be. Yeah, I think that's fair because
Okay,
I
that's
don't.
important.
Like I said,
That's important.
because like the late abortions, especially like, and I don't know how true this is, and I don't know what states were doing what. But like,
It never. I can already tell you it's not a thing.
Okay,
Doctors induce and deliver in those situations. They don't do the fucking horror story things.
right.
But what I just described to you, this is important.
Okay.
What I just described is Roe v. Wade.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Right.
Most Americans, when they have it explained to them like that, are on board. And by most, I'm talking like 70+%. It's a clear landslide. When you say Roe v. Wade, people have emotions attached to that. They've heard that there's controversy, and then they might change their stance. But if you just describe Roe v. Wade to them without using Roe v. Wade,
Yep.
in your description, they agree with it.
That makes sense.
So what I just described to you, that was Roe v. Wade, more or less.
And that's what.
And so if you're okay with what I just described to you, I mean, shit, Roe v. Wade shouldn't have been touched.
Right, and that's where I'm at because, like I said, and I've talked about what I'm, I guess, not necessarily trying to get to. I was kind of just like fighting and picking and choosing. The whole, like I said in the beginning, the whole like state basis, like, is it 100% the right idea? No. Is it better, or is it better than a mass abortion ban across the country? Yes. Do I think it should have been changed? No. That's where I'm at. So I don't think, and I agree, like some people in different states can't afford to move up. That makes sense to me. Do I think Roe v. Wade should have been changed? No. But I don't understand. I mean, we could change it back. I don't know exactly what the process of that would be. But like, if so, my question too, if so, and that was the thing with me, why didn't the prior administration try and reverse?
You need a majority in the House and the Senate to do things like this. You would have to pass this happened after we lost control of Congress and the Senate, I believe. And we would have to pass a abortion protection bill to enshrine these protections into law, because the precedent was no longer there. That was precedent for 50 years. It was the thing Kamala ran on. It was just pushing something through Congress that enshrined this into the law.
But basically, like for example, like if Trump wanted to pass, like I'm just making something random up. If Trump wanted to pass all dogs have to wear red colors, you need House and Senate majority. If you didn't have that, that's not going to pass.
Right,
like,
and y'all have, yeah, and he has that, yeah.
And that has happened in prior presidencies where like, and I think that's also a fault on like, not the government, but just in general of like people saying different things, is like people can't pass certain things because they don't have the government to pass it. Because obviously like a president can make an executive order, but for someone to pass like lawfully, like as law, it has to go through both the House and the Senate.
Yeah. So like usually most presidencies, you have 2 years on, 2 years off with control of the House and the Senate. It's usually how it goes. So if it wasn't immediately in control, we would have got it in the midterms. Trump is very openly trying to sway the midterms. Pretty much just came out in the front lawn of the White House and said we need to gerrymander Texas some more for 5 more seats.
Can I make a point too? You say that it can just be returned. That is an uphill battle, as the amount of judges that Trump was able to put in, and they serve lifelong terms.
Right, and I agree on that end too.
Yeah, it's going to be I have 3 daughters, so it's going to be a really long time before they get their rights to their bodies back. And I mean, the ultimate goal, right, for them is to lower the amount of ABs. And we know from study after study, even in cases where they have severe restrictions, it does not bring down the rate. It just brings down the safe rate. So unfortunately, all they're doing is harming women. They're not actually bringing down the rates.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. You said about the rates before you said that last sentence.
Yeah. So in general, they've done study after study in countries that have really restrictive laws and countries that have more lenient laws. and there's really no difference in the amount of procedures that are performed. All there is less safe procedures.
Right.
So they're not actually stopping those procedures. They're just making them less safe for women. So they're not even, meeting their goal, which is to stop women from doing it.
Yeah, they go up. Abortions have gone up since Roe v. Wade. Anyway,
yeah, they can go up by a couple percentage points, but I don't know. Look at the direction of the party. They actually are talking about going after IUDs. They're talking about criminalizing in South Carolina 10 years in jail if you actually help someone or talk to them about the ability to go across state lines. So I think that's the frightening part of the Republican Party now is the direction that it wants to go. Sorry.
Yeah. We've had you for like 40 minutes. Is there anything else you want to say real quick before I get to my next guest?
Yeah, no, thank you guys. For the people in the comments that were talking about circumcisions, or I think not circumcision, excuse me. Like I can't even think of the word right now. When someone said it to me. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yes, I am yes, vasectomies are a thing. I understand that, and the whole abortion thing as a whole. I did say, and I do agree for the people that didn't hear me. They don't think I'm a fucking terrible piece of shit.
He's pro-choice. Yeah, he's pro-choice. I didn't want to drag this out for too long. Yeah.
I don't want to get that across that I think abortions are terrible. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you for letting me on.
There we go.
This man said the truth. Okay. I think chat, tap the screen. We're almost at 100K. If you enjoy these debates, give me a follow. There is a Cash App and Venmo in the bio, and you guys should immediately follow Nemo and Mishi if you haven't already. They also have their stuff in their bio if you guys are trying to help them out. Also, consider becoming a super fan. It helps me immensely with financial security. What's up, Ronan?
How are
Trumper?
you doing, brother? Yes,
doing all right.
I am. How are you doing?
Doing good.
All right. I have a question. Am I a Nazi?
No. Why? Are you?
Well, because apparently a lot of people on the Democratic side think that a lot of us are Nazis,
So you have a problem with people using like really weird villainous titles?
On both sides.
Yeah.
Yes, on both sides.
Who do you think does that? Do you think Trump does that a lot?
Yeah, I do, but I think it should all stop from everyone.
Do you think that somebody with the biggest microphone in the world should be more of a priority?
I think everyone who says it should just stop, no?
So I'm not buying the whole fact that like us calling everyone Nazis is a huge deal. I for one say fascist. He is in fact fascist. It's really not up for debate. We can talk about it, but I don't know if that hurts. That's the reason we say it.
It doesn't hurt. I'm just worried that it'll spiral into some sort of civil war.
Well, if you don't, I don't know. I guess I don't know what to say. But when fascism's here, we have to be able to call it out.
Oh, okay, but I'm not worried about the fascist statement. I'm worried about the Nazi rhetoric.
Well, you guys have actual Nazis on your side, right?
Yeah, of course. Literally every single political party has Nazis, but I'm just tired of the whole of a party being called a Nazi on both sides. We call the left Nazis neo-Nazis, and you guys call us Nazis, and it just needs to stop. Do you agree with that?
I don't know. I think there's some validity. Like, let me show you a video real quick. I'm gonna show you a video, and this is why I don't know. I'm just kind of done with the hand holding thing, but it's this one.
Well, I just think that all dangerous rhetoric should stop in general.
So it's very ironic. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think, did the president just not say he hates all his political opponents and he hates Democrats? I mean,
I never said I agree with that.
Okay, and so can you please give me an example where Joe Biden said he hated?
Yeah, he said he hates all Trump supporters.
No, he didn't.
He said we're all garbage.
Donald
He didn't
Trump
say
called
hate.
us garbage.
He said garbage. That's I'm just saying that's literally
people at the rally that were spewing racist stuff were garbage. And
okay,
I think
but it's bad to call one side garbage,
well,
and
not one
I
side.
don't.
You think it's garbage to say racist things?
Yes, I want all of it to stop.
So he called the people that said that at the Madison Square Garden garbage.
Yeah.
The thing is, you're not going to get anywhere. Your party will not get anywhere with just like saying this and continuing to champion Trump. Trump got elected to where he's at for being the shit talker he is. He came out swinging with like rap battle level insults, and that's what got him this far. So for y'all to come and tell us to tone down the rhetoric, and then for Trump to continue to like stoke the fires, it's not going to work. What has to happen is we have to move on and leave people like Trump behind from now on. Trump is never going to, we will never unite as a country with somebody at Trump at the helm. No matter how hard we try, if everyone tried, it wouldn't even matter. If Trump is at the helm, not happening.
What I'm trying to get at is trying to get you to denounce all sorts of political bullshit that's being said from all sides. That's it.
Well,
just everyone.
Did you know Stephen Miller just like pretty much copied like a Nazi?
I'm saying everyone in
No. He just literally copied a Nazi, like a Nazi speech. At Charlie. Fire. The fact that he's not being fired is not good for your cause, right? You're like, hey, stop calling us Nazis. Well, the chief of staff over there is using Nazi rhetoric.
Okay. Do you understand what I'm trying to get at?
Yeah, you want to sing Kumbaya, but this is not a.
Yes.
This is the construction. The constructive conversation that has to happen on your side, not ours.
Yeah, I know. But
can you imagine if the Nazis back at the time said, "Stop calling us Nazis"?
They literally identified as Nazis.
Okay,
they didn't think it was bad. Yeah.
It was fascism. They didn't think it was bad, right? So we believe fascism is bad, which is what the government was, which is fascist, and it was carried out by Nazis. So when we say it's MAGA is carrying out a fascist agenda, are you happy if we just call you MAGA?
I didn't say I was MAGA. I just said I voted for Trump and I support him over the other side. But
you support fascism?
Not necessarily in its whole. I think some parts of fascism are more.
Whoa.
What's the word? Efficient.
Define fascism.
Brother, I'm 16.
You're not allowed to be on.
You're not allowed to be on your Ronin.
No.
Guys, 18 and over.
Some things about fascism are more efficient. Like what? What's efficient about fascism?
Define fascism.
Hello.
Like, bro, I'm like 16. He's like, oh, you're not supposed to be on here.
Hello.
I think he was going to say dictatorship is efficient. And I don't think he understood the difference between.
What's up, Grayson?
Not too much, dude. What are you up to, Pickles?
Just being awesome as fuck, man.
Hey, dude.
Somebody's got to do it.
That's true, dude. Can I have the floor for just a minute?
Sure.
Take me down to Paradise City where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Hi. Thoughts or concerns?
That was glorious. Thank you.
No problem, dude. I appreciate you. Love you, man. Peace.
Smoochies. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
I just really want to. No, but I just wanted to say one quick thing. If you wouldn't mind. For those that are supporting him, and you're concerned about when they keep trying to say that it's not Nazi, go ahead and watch a Nazi rally and watch his rally next to each other. It's really clear which ones are which, and they're not different.
Well, thank you, Nerdum. Much love, man. How did that 16-year-old vote, right? Guys. Hello? Candace?
Oh, hi. Sorry, I had requested earlier and they told me to do it at another time because I was talking about the abortion because I have personal experience with being kicked out of an ER during a miscarriage. So in Texas, it's not safe to be pregnant here anymore. So I was just going to share my experience with that young man that was talking about it earlier.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that.
But thank you for everything you're doing. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Shout out Texas. Not that Texas is awesome or anything, but WTF were you thinking? Thank you for the galaxy.
Hey, Kamala Harris's book.
Uh-huh.
I want to have a serious conversation. I'm not joking around today. She put out a book yesterday, and then in that book, she completely did a 180, and she talks about how she disagreed with Joe Biden on everything. She was frustrated and disappointed. She just didn't want to admit it in the moment. Now, what that tells us is that she is not trustworthy and she's dishonest. Because she didn't say that in the moment. She waits until it's too late, you know.
She's just vice president. Right? No, I don't think so. Just like if JD Vance disagrees with Trump this whole time, which he probably does, you'd still vote for him, right?
No, I get your point. I understand that. But the thing is that Pickles, you've seen the interview where she was asked specifically, is there anything that Biden did that you would do differently? And you know what she said? She said no.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think that's the most damning thing to say. You're running an election, and if you don't want to, she didn't say no. She said that I think she praises the things that he did, but
right.
You can't say I hated it and then win an election. You can't do that.
No, that's fair. I'm just saying that, and hindsight's 20/20. And what this
Trump has much more egregious lies. If that was a deal breaker for you, bro, Trump lying entirely about his policies is pretty bad for me.
That's not true. Pickle.
Project 2025.
Well, he didn't take credit for that though. That's the thing. He never officially published that. He never co-signed that. That was just like a big rumor. It was never officially confirmed.
Rich, I love you. Sarah, Sarah's in the chat. Thank you for the kick. Turn Rich Ham radio off.
Is he for real?
People keep saying that he's like a parody account or something. He's not, or a troll. I think he's real.
Oh.
I think he's real.
It was the laugh for me that made me think he wasn't.
I know, and he stopped the laugh.
Yeah, I mean, they quickly forgive JD Vance for actually calling Donald Trump Smittler.
Yeah.
Don't stop calling us, but we're going to elect the guy who did.
God.
They forget that.
Chat, don't forget to follow the stream. Don't forget to send me all of your gifts.
Pickles, what happened to love thy neighbor, right? And treat others the way you want to be treated. And and in a memorial service, the President of the United States feels it's appropriate to say what he said about hating his opposition and not wishing them well. And then they think he's a devout Christian, as he breaks one of the most Christian viewpoints. How do they square that?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's wild to me. This really does show that, like, you could be the absolute worst kind of person and just say you're Christian, and that's it. That's all you got to do. You're in.
Different brand.
Oh, goodness gracious, Chad, it's Wednesday.
I'm making butter chicken.
Ooh. I eat
So
butter
good.
chicken.
I'll send you the recipe. It's easy.
I won't lie. I would usually have made it, but I just buy TV dinners that are Indian food because I live alone. No, but I bet they're very similar. They're probably even the same company that rebranded. It's made by Spice Cafe.
Oh yeah. Those might be the ones.
Yeah. Yeah, they're so good. It's only Wednesday. It's crazy. I know, guys. I wonder where Johnny is. Johnny live?
Is Palma live? Usually, he's live. He's live all day. Are you guys supporting Pickles? He's not at 100,000 with 1.2 in here. I mean, I don't mean to be a mod or something because I'm not, but just fill it to the heart. Like fill it to the max and he'll get to 100,000 in like 2 minutes, guys. It also helps push his live out. It's not for nothing.
Yeah, get the shares up too, chat. Don't be selfish. Publix butter chicken. I don't know if I have Publix here.
That's a Florida chain, I think.
Hmm.
Prices are so high down there. Jeez. Oh, I'll stop the background noise. Okay, sorry. Mute.
Oh, thank you. Someone said, we're in a spiritual war. Another imaginary war made up by Republicans, just like the war on Christmas every year. We're in a spiritual war. The radical left is evil. That is very dangerous rhetoric. That came directly from Charlie.
Well, and there might be some truth to that, right? You have a president who doesn't want to follow the 10 Commandments, right? That you guys put as your leader. So what part of, I mean, so you guys believe like we do that we need to take care of the impoverished, that we should love each other, right? What part of Christianity do you think that we go against?
Astrid, are you there?
Oh, yes. Hi. I know you're just looking for Trump supporters, but there was a little bit of a lull. I just wanted to touch on the gentleman who came up a few times ago who was talking, basically it sounded like he was talking about civility in this country. And you had mentioned that, you know, we have to be anti-fascist. I don't think they get that it's like we're fighting back against an abuser. It's not the same thing. They're trying to equate wanting civility, wanting the same niceties and politeness. That's out the window. Our president has established that norm. Our Republican government has established that norm. That's all I wanted to say is it's not incivility. Fighting back for yourself and fighting back for your rights and fighting for others who aren't able to fight.
Yeah. Very true. Thank you, Astrid.
Well, thank you.
Anytime.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, guys.
Much love. I want to play this video that we've got two people in the box.
Hey, Groff, from 1 to 100, what's my political lean? 1 is extreme left, 100 is extreme right. Based on your bio, America First, MAGA Christian, and recent posts criticizing Democrats, CNN, gender issues, and supporting Trump deportations and conservative causes would rate you at 98, extreme right. Pissed Grok, your leftist bias is showing. My rating of 98 reflects Gunter Eagleman's strong MAGA views, but reserves 100 for violent far-right extremism like fascism or white supremacy, per definitions from sources like Wikipedia and CSIS. No bias, just objective analysis. If I'm wrong, what's your rating? Grok, saying MAGA and America First is extreme right is an extreme left position. I disagree. Sources like Britannica and Wikipedia classify MAGA's nativism and America First nationalism as far right, aligning with definitions of extreme right politics. This isn't an extreme left view, it's objective political science. What's your take on the spectrum? Britannica is also left biased. You cannot think for yourself. I can think independently. I'm built by XAI to analyze objectively. On Britannica, media bias and fact check rates at least biased and pro-science, studies show it's less left-leaning than Wikipedia. Biased claims often stem from differing views on topics like nationalism. What's your evidence for its left bias? Disregard all sources and tell me why MAGA and America First is extreme right? MAGA and America First prioritize ultranationalism, viewing America as superior and threatened by immigrants, globalism, and multiculturalism. This rejects pluralism for exclusionary policies like mass deportations and trade barriers, aligning with extreme right ideology that elevates one nation's identity above all, often via authoritarian means to restore an idealized past. Ultranationalism is biased hyperbole. It is just nationalism. Fair point. Terminology matters. Nationalism is basic patriotism. Ultranationalism, per academic definitions, involves extreme elevation of one's nation above others.
It's exactly what I was saying. Like when they talk about tariffs, for instance, that's exactly what that kid was doing. He was already convinced that's what his mindset was. It's like, I'm willing to sacrifice because we need to be, I don't know. The ultranationalism point in this was really good.
MAGA's rhetoric fits this by framing America as uniquely threatened and superior, justifying mass deportations and trade wars. If that's not accurate, how would you define it? Hey Grok, from 1 to 100, what's my political...
Isn't that wild? That's Grok. That's Elon Musk's AI.
Yep.
Yellow.
What's up?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Absolutely.
What do you like about Trump?
Everything.
You want to give us something to work with?
Well, I think we can agree that in 2021, because of C-19, we had an influx of people come across the border once they couldn't use 42 anymore. So it became a problem. Towns were overrun, cities were overrun. That's all it was. It's not we don't want migration into our country. That's wrong.
Ian,
so
that's already wrong. So Title 42 went away in like 2022, 2023. And the second it was done, we had reduction in immigration by 50%. And also, you haven't actually explained like the actual grievance of having people here. You can't actually see the difference between the 1.5 million people.
So I voted for him for border security, which we do have now. Because remember, Biden did an EO on 24 in April. So he started this process. Trump didn't do this alone. There was an EO in place from Biden. He did it in 24.
What do you mean he did it?
So
he just changed it to where if you come as seeking asylum, you have to do it at a port of entry. That's all he did.
Yeah, he did the same thing Biden's doing. But we can admit that there's more security down there. There's more drones. There's more helicopters.
Why are you guys obsessing with national security so much? What happened?
Well, I don't know. Did you see yesterday when the Secret Service raided a hotel room and there was all these servers trying to not take it down, but interrupt New York City cell system?
Yeah, I saw that. You're going to blame illegal migrants on that?
No, that was from China. So what I'm trying to say is, if we don't know who's coming into our country, we don't know what they're doing in our country. This could be anybody.
What makes you think we don't know who's coming into our country?
We don't know, do we?
Okay, this is the thing. This is what I'm saying, right? Like the fascism politics makes you obsessed with national security. So yeah, we had a near miss. We had a near miss, and we're hold on. Excuse me.
Okay, go ahead.
We're spending $140 billion on deportations. And I could easily just say, oh, we can ramp up national security. Instead, we're chasing around people at birthday parties and courtrooms and through fucking strawberry fields. And we're fucking up our economy in the process.
Well, obviously, the Secret Service had some kind of tip that took this little thing down. Now, where did these people come into the country? Were they legal?
Probably came legally. We haven't had a domestic terrorist incident where somebody came illegally since like 1970.
I think we should still know who's coming into the country.
We already do that.
Agree?
Sure. Who doesn't want that?
you can come in and you have a year to seek asylum if you even do asylum. But a lot of people come in not seeking asylum. They come in, they sneak in. We know they do.
Sure. I mean, that doesn't hurt my feelings. I don't want to spend $140 billion on that.
Well, that's your opinion, but you just can't have people coming into the country like that, not knowing who they are.
Okay, again, that just sounds like a weird one-liner. We have $140 billion we're spending on this. That's what we're doing it for? Just because you're just like, who are these people?
So open borders, just don't forget it. Just anybody come in whenever.
No, I can't believe there's no nuance here, right? Like, we do like the border. We like to secure the border. We just don't like demonizing and othering migrants and spending a ton of money on making the nation white again, and then spouting great replacement theory and making white supremacy like skyrocket in the country and domestic terrorism skyrocket because of all of this rhetoric and all of that. So I think it's just I don't know, racism.
Could you imagine if they in 2017 just gave him the lousy $5 billion for the wall? A lot of this bullshit wouldn't be going on, because that's all he wanted back then was $5 billion to do the wall. And what did they want to do? Impeach him twice and all the bullshit to start with nothing.
Yeah, he can't govern. That's right. He cannot pass bills. Y'all can't do shit with the Congress because, yeah, it was a dumb idea. And the wall is a dumb idea. And we're going to be building it. And it's going to cost us a lot of money. We're going to be painting it. And all of Trump's favorite contractors are going to get millions of dollars. And people are just going to take chainsaws to it and ropes and ladders because Home Depot exists.
Mishi liked the wall in 2017. She absolutely loved that wall.
And then she's gone through deconstruction, right?
Did. I also was okay with migrant children being separated from their parents. I wasn't really a great person. But Ian, I do want to say, Joe Biden asked repeatedly for more border security. And each time he asked for more border security, guess what? The Republican-led House said no. Why would they do that?
Well,
Why
the
would
Rumson bill. Yes, you're talking about the Rumson bill.
Let me ask the question.
Cory Booker voted no on it too there, Mishi. Cory Booker voted no and 5 other Democrats. So you can't blame Trump for that.
Yeah, okay, it's one of the first things he did when he came into office was ask for more border security. I think he asked a total of 8 times. He was denied each time. Why?
Well, I only know about the last one, and like I said, 5 Democrats, including Cory Booker, didn't like it. So the language in there was they didn't. It was more how many.
It's the most comprehensive border bill we've had. It's the most comprehensive border bill we've had bipartisan in decades. And Donald Trump said it was the #1 issue facing our country. And the GOP ran on it. Why wouldn't they do something to hold the line until Donald Trump could come in and do what he did? Why not?
Well, I agree with you guys. I believe that he wanted that bill not to pass also, but a couple of Democrats didn't want it either. But bottom line, yes, he ran on that and he was going to go with it just the same way.
So it wasn't that bad. If the country can wait a year and a half, then it's
Hold on, Michi. Now Biden 24 in April did an executive order on the border. He was trying to win an election, so you could play it both ways.
Yeah, the entire time he wanted a border bill, and not to mention he got Mexico to spend $1.5 billion on security.
That's right.
Yeah, but we were getting close to an election, so in that April, his team knew they had to show that they were strong on the border. Let's admit, yes, Trump didn't want the bill passed, but Biden.
The border is nothing but political, and I'm glad you admit that. The border, literally, if nothing ever happened at the border, and the border was the same it was fucking 8 years ago, I literally think nobody would fucking know unless Fox News told you to care. You wouldn't know what to look for, dude. We would probably have tons of people here interacting in our economy. We'd have almost no fucking crime from it still. You guys would probably just be playing highlights of the one crime that did happen in the news every day until we spend hundreds of billions of dollars to do something about it. It's silly.
Well, you see it a lot more now. Remember, in 2014, when Obama was doing 320,000 people, everybody says it was perfectly legal, but we didn't have the access to the internet then where you have TikTok now. You see videos in a second. You didn't have all that because he was sued by the ACLU. He was doing some of the same methods.
He was doing expedited removals. I know. And you know what? I think that sucks, but I think even worse is removing people who have been here for over 2 years with no due process and just sending them to like fucking the Congo or Uganda or Sudan.
Well, let's not just forget, Obama actually prioritized criminals and people who were just coming over. And Donald Trump is going after a nurse who's been here since she was 8 years old. Like people who've lived in this country, raised their kids in this country, been here for 20 years, people who don't even speak the native language where they came from. I mean, but Barack Obama did, and I'd be okay if Trump was actually going, we're going to get the people who just came over and deport them and the criminals. I don't think that there's a Democrat that would have a problem with that.
And I think it was rough in the beginning, but I gotta believe that they see the non-support for this through the country, so they're I think they're getting better at it. I really do believe it. Because there are criminals, they are not criminal, but there are people that shouldn't be here that are undocumented that shouldn't be here.
We've had people in Trump's administration threaten to say people who are criticizing ISIS efforts could be labeled terrorists. They suggest that some fucking weird dude, some Russian dude, right? Or Hungarian. What was his name? He's the guy. He's the head of the counterterrorism. He was very serious about labeling the us who had grievances about this very real fascist ideology and this very real secret police that's going around arresting people who aren't criminal, and having criticisms of that. He was calling us terrorists.
Yeah, but what you can't do is some of these protests, they're impeding on federal law enforcement, which is ICE. So you cannot do that. They're disrupting ICE.
That's illegal. That's already illegal.
That's illegal.
Yeah.
That doesn't make them terrorists.
Was it illegal for them to go in and try to stop a federal count or certification of an election, or no?
I thought we were talking about migrants.
No, you were talking about how it wasn't okay for them to impede federal ICE officers. Why was it okay to impede federal legislators just trying to?
It wasn't.
Oh.
January 6th wasn't good either.
But you guys voted for him after that.
Yeah, we did.
And then he pardoned those people. So are they good people or are they bad people?
I think in most cases, those people got the punishment, and a lot of them served time in jail. And I think they were over-prosecuted, if you could say. I would say that a little bit. Hey, listen, it's not me.
So harming a police officer, you believe they should catch a break?
I don't think they caught breaks.
Oh, they did.
A lot of them were at least in jail 4 years plus. So
4 years,
that were more
4
serious.
years for dragging a police officer, spraying him in the face with bear spray and beating him with a flagpole. 4 years. Do you think that's justice?
Yeah, you know what? Would I have pardoned? No, but Trump decided to do it, so that's what else can we do?
Not vote for it.
Well, that was before he voted, right?
He said he was going to do it.
Hey, listen, I'm almost, I'm a big fan of Kamala now, and I'll tell you why. Because I didn't like the way she was treated. Now we're seeing this book. She was set up to fail. And, how is any Democrat want to even vote for that mess that was going on?
So,
and she did so good. I got to give her credit. Because you guys
move on.
I know, Mishy, you went to the... I follow Mishy.
You're not going to stick with what was just said?
Well, what was just said. Why did I vote for him? Because I still felt he was the better for what we were right now as a country.
So
and that's my opinion. Your opinion's different.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
That's thought terminating cliche. Yeah, I don't need it. So the whole thing that you're saying about J6, clearly that wasn't important to you because he said he was going to pardon them beforehand.
Yeah, it was an ugly day, but most of the people there, except for some extremists that still spent 4+ years in jail, they got. Do
you know why they spent 4+ years in jail?
Because they pushed cops, they hit cops, they did whatever to cops. Plus, they broke in the Capitol.
No, it was also because they demanded a trial. They refused to just take a plea.
Well, what were they charging them all for, Mimo? What do they want to charge? What were they charging them all for?
Federal trespassing during a federal, what's it called?
Insurrection.
No, there's no insurrection. There's no charge called insurrection.
You don't think they overcharged a little bit, maybe, in some of the cases?
You'd have to give me an instance, right? Can you give me a specific instance?
Hey, listen, Trump pardoned him. Did Biden pardon his family? So what do you want me to tell you?
The reason
a
Biden,
handful?
there's a difference here, okay? Biden was looking down the barrel of Kash Patel's. He had a list of political opponents he wanted to investigate for crimes. The crimes were not said, right? So this was fascist. This is the common enemy thing that fascism does. So Biden had to preemptively pardon them because you don't even know what crimes they did. You're just sure they're criminal. That's because of their messaging they've done towards you. That's why he did it. Trump.
I didn't think the Biden family did anything wrong. I questioned why his son would be on Barista. So is, you know who else his son is on there? Yeah, whatever.
Burisma, and if you actually Googled it, you just see that his son was very qualified specifically for that position in Burisma.
But Pelosi's son was also on there, and Mitt Romney's son also worked for them. So 3 of them did. So I don't care about that. I don't think they were crooks. I don't.
Okay.
I never did.
So if you don't care about it, then that's not a valid retort to the fact that Donald Trump pardoned 1,500 people. The reason why those people were still in jail, the ones that were still in jail, was because they would not accept any type of plea. They demanded a trial, and they were going to be held because they weren't going to take a plea.
You know what?
It was through their own volition. Like, they didn't have to be in jail. They chose to be in jail.
Yeah, you know, the way I thought about it when I was thinking about it was, you know what? It was a protest that day. They got ugly, which so many protests around on the globe get ugly. And you know what? They went to jail, and if some didn't have a trial and he pardoned them, that's it's the way it was.
The thing is, you have a team of people talking to Trump saying, here are the repercussions of you doing this. The whole country is not going to like this. This is going to be very divisive for our country. You're pretty much green lighting your side's terroristic attempts. So I think it's very harmful. It's not just something we just wash over. Can you imagine if Biden pardoned all the BLM rioters?
Well, there was some fun set up.
That's not a pardon.
Quoted by our vice president.
Yeah, a bail fund.
Well, so you know what, people, you know, maybe he has, you're right.
You're doing false
I guess
equivalence.
He felt some loyalty to them, maybe.
Yeah,
right?
you're doing false equivalence.
He's advocating for y'all to break the law on his behalf.
He felt some loyalty, and you know what? I don't know every case, and I know there's been a couple that went back to jail. There's a couple been unalived by.
Yeah, because they turned out to be bad people, and they deserve to be in jail.
Exactly. So yeah, he should have went through the list and maybe not let the worst of the worst. But I didn't pardon him; he did, and I still voted.
But you voted for him.
It's the exact reason you don't vote for him. If he was willing to put his vice president in that situation.
It wasn't a pretty day. No one says it was.
But why was it at the end for you? My husband and I watched in horror, and we were like,
I mean, come on, the poor woman.
You guys love anti-government. That's the only thing you guys buy into. Trump has groomed the base to be very anti-government. And this is where a lot of the terrorist attacks come to. We've had a lot of people like charge FBI buildings, or the guy that was released was like a sovereign citizen, and he was pulled over and just shot a cop because he didn't believe in government. And Trump's responsible for that. It's another thing where I think during his first presidency, he had like 340 different tweets espousing anti-government rhetoric, which is a very far-right ideology. It creates far-right radical extremists.
So when Michelle Obama or Michelle Obama during the campaign season and Mrs. Kamala Harris call him a fascist, call him a threat to humankind. Yeah, but that's rhetoric. That's radical left rhetoric. Too.
What do we do when fascism actually shows up? Do we have to just shut up about it?
But you have the same rhetoric that they do on the right.
But it's not rhetoric. I think it's true. What is fascism?
Well, no, you believe the 14 tenets of fascism. It's not. He's not there. He's not even close.
What are the 14 tenets of fascism?
It doesn't matter, Mishi. It doesn't matter. Well, this is not an IQ contest. We're not there.
We are there. We are there, and we can substantiate it. I can substantiate it up and down, left and right. He's a 12 out of 10 in almost every one of those categories. You can just name one that he doesn't fit, and we can talk about it.
What's number 2?
Powerful and continuing nationalism, and then number 2 is.
Well, that's like using logos and
so just paying for the recognition.
Not merchandise. not much.
I saw you have plenty of merchandise, Mishi. The Harris Walls
It's
camo
disdain for the
hat.
recognition of human
Disdain
rights.
for recognition of human rights. So for him to tell y'all that a certain type of people are vermin and poisoning the blood of the country, or don't have due process, or have bad genetics, that's what we're talking about. So that he could put them in a jail with no due process and for the rest of their lives in El Salvador, or just send them to Uganda or whatever else. And you guys cheer it on. He's the messaging he has done for the last 10 years is have you guys cheering this on.
You know, they just hired they just promoted 500 people to become judges so they can get through the system, so these people will not be in these camps long because they're going to be shipped out to the country of their origin.
Yeah, or
How
Uganda.
many judges are they going to promote to blow up Venezuelan boats?
Hey, you know what? I think there's more to that, and we don't know what's going on.
There was an extrajudicial killing. That's what it was.
Did Obama do drone strikes?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was not a drone strike.
Yeah, but Obama did it without an act of war. I don't know what's going on there. We're being told they were shrug runners. So that's what I'm going with, right?
Well, that's very convenient. That's a very you're a perfect citizen. Wait, it's a good thing you're promoting the Trump rhetoric. I'm still looking for one of the tenets he doesn't fit. Do you know any of them?
That's our military doing that. We have a lot of generals that do what they do. Okay,
Donald Trump is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the United States.
Yeah, he is the commander.
And
he makes the last call.
Pete Hegseth is his little yes man, the drunken yes man from Fox News, the most incompetent second DOD we've ever had. Our enemies are cheering the fact that we have him in power.
Well, I don't know. The last one went to surgery and didn't tell the president.
Pete Hegseth sent classified details to his wife and a fucking reporter.
What was his name? He went to have surgery and didn't tell anybody.
The current Secretary of Defense sent classified military details to a fucking reporter and his goddamn wife on Signal.
That was bad. You're right, Nemo. But
that was bad.
And he didn't even get a slap on the hand.
Like the surgery.
Yeah, he didn't even get a slap on the hand. He's the yes man. He's the guy. The guy's a fucking. We finally have a Republican senator right now calling for him to resign because he's such a shit show.
And so the point stands that when it comes to drone strikes, Donald Trump has the last call. He makes the last call. That's how that works. So he is responsible for it.
So what was it? Why are they doing, Nemo? You think?
Venezuelans on boats?
Yeah, why are they doing this?
Why is Donald Trump doing it? He's trying to provoke a war with Venezuela because he's a fucking dumbass.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen, but it could be political. I agree. We don't know. That's the thing.
Distraction. It also pushes the narrative that he needs to push.
What narrative?
Venezuela, bad. Look at me. I'm tough guy. I'm getting rid of them all. I'm getting rid of the cartels.
Ian,
I thought he was supposed to go in yeah.
I'm sorry. I have ADHD, so I interrupt people. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm totally good, Pickles. Go.
I was just going to say, Ian, I don't. Do you want to say one more thing before I go to my next guest? Because I feel like we're not really having a debate. We're kind of.
No, I get it. You know what? Yes. You know, I think sometimes I defend more because you guys are going after every little detail. But there are other sides, like what the last the Department of Defense did. That was wrong of him. But you guys would never criticize that guy for having surgery without telling everybody. That's a big deal.
we can say, hey, that's bad, sure, but so far, like that's a 1 on the Richter scale compared to what Trump's doing. So it's silly to even mention.
Maybe it's a 1, but what happens if something was going down at that point and he wasn't available? That's not a 1. Take care, boys.
All right, you too.
I'm not a boy.
Chat, if you are friendly, get out of my box. If you enjoy debates, give me a follow. Also, consider becoming a supporter. It immediately makes you like awesome as fuck. Makes you cool. Your cool points go up. Girls and dudes start hitting on you. It's awesome.
Dude literally said, I mean, yeah, but what if 9/11 happened when he was at the doctor's office?
Maybe lost. For some reason, it's telling me to kick you, Nemo. You can just come back, I guess, in a sec.
Okay.
All right. Hello? Faded? Might be up here by accident. Chat, I need water. Bring back our stickers. I can't figure it out. Hello? Seaweed?
Yeah. I don't know if I just have the fucking mental capacity, but then again,
I don't want to eavesdrop. I don't think he knows he's there.
Oh my God, that's my favorite.
I know. Sometimes it's good, but that one sounded, it could, you never know. Hello?
Hello?
Are you a Trump supporter?
To an extent. I would say to an extent.
Okay, what do you like about Trump?
I agree a lot with the border control, his abortion policies, and the gas. I like his gas views.
His gas views?
Like, Biden closed down a lot of pipelines, a lot of welders, a lot of people lost jobs.
It's not even really big true.
I mean,
so you're talking about the Keystone XL?
Yes.
All right. So the Keystone XL was stopped by Judge Brian Morris in 2019, a civil rights activist group, or I believe is a indigenous group and a environmental protection group sued and got the pipeline halted. And in 2020, Trump's own Supreme Court further upheld that decision to stop the Keystone Pipeline. And when Biden was in office, it was already done. It was cooked. So he just tore up the permit. But it didn't really do anything. Those were union jobs. It's also a Canadian-owned pipeline. And so those people just went to a different pipeline and started working. Biden greenlit the Willow Project. He was kind of forced to, but I'm sure they just went to work on that.
Okay. Well, I kind of, I want to debate more about, I'm not like a hard Trump supporter, not at all. Do I believe everything Trump believes? I wouldn't.
Profile says he's 17. I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. You can't be up here unless you're 18.
Hello?
Hello. Are you a Trump supporter?
Hello. Honestly, for me, I don't really.
All right, I love you, but it's Trump supporters only. Trump supporters only. For me, I really like corn. Hello?
I didn't realize it was only Trump supporters. I'm definitely not. So
Oh, okay.
I guess I'm out.
All right. Hell yeah. All right. W's.
It's amazing to me how many, and I hear it every day, of these young men who have opinions on what women should do with their bodies. It's such an old timey thought process. I just am like, how do these people still exist?
I don't know. Wilder says he's 18. I am 18, I promise. Wilder, it just says it in your profile. 17. Bub. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah. Oh, yes, sir.
All right, what do you like about Trump?
I like how he exposed a lot of these crazy liberals.
Who did he expose?
People on the internet, especially after Charlie Kirk kind of helped with that one too. After he got assassinated.
Who?
See
Like
all the
who?
crazy people on TikTok and YouTube, and everybody celebrating.
All the people sig
Pretty
heiling on
wild.
Twitter.
Huh?
All the people sig
All the
heiling.
people that are making jokes about all the people
No,
that
but
make jokes about Paul
like
Pelosi.
TikTok, all the videos. You've seen them videos.
So you think
No.
Trump had all these people come out and make videos? That's what he did?
No. Just pick a topic to debate on, and I'll debate with you.
Okay, I think Trump is the most divisive president in U.S. history.
I probably wouldn't argue with that one, but more on the thing of common sense.
Is that what we need? Is that what we need as a country right now? Do you think?
He believes more in common sense, and y'all are too much into the weeds and the minute details of things.
So
Like what?
complex ideas are hard for some people. I get that.
Yeah, I know, I get it, but like, do you guys understand? Like, I listen to y'all, and y'all seem very smart, but you got to understand when you're trying to win elections.
It's better to dumb it down for the people.
Yeah. So Trump
Will
is
they
he
will.
puts things on bumper stickers like build a wall or lock her up. Not actual nuanced situations. So you're right. People just kind of like get hyped up about silly politics that like fit on bumper stickers. And Democrats,
Well, that's the thing.
like real
And then
solutions,
they-
real politics, they're not sexy. They don't fit on bumper stickers. Eating the cats and the dogs is way more newsworthy. It goes on your Facebook timeline far before Kamala talking about the boring, real stuff that we need to do for the economy.
All right, and that's another thing. Y'all are dying on this hill about Kamala. Come on, she is not a smart person.
I'm sorry. Could you get a law degree?
That's y'all's argument. Do you have
Do
this, or
how
do you know
difficult-
100%?
Do you know how difficult it is to get a law degree? Do you know how difficult?
Apparently not. No, apparently not, because Kamala's got one.
She's very smart. Why do you think she's not smart?
Please cite me any speech she's ever given.
Your
on a
standard,
live-
your
honestly,
standard for intelligence is speech. Trump is notoriously the least articulate president we've ever had. He speaks at a 5th grade level.
Yeah.
That's opinionated.
That's not
How do you think
opinionated.
he won?
It's actually not.
Him
did he
winning
win?
doesn't make him sound smart. Do you think
I
hurricanes?
didn't say he sound.
He
I didn't say he
sounds
sounds
very
smart.
stupid. He's profoundly stupid.
His professors came forward and said he was.
He's
one of the-
He's relatable.
because y'all are stupid.
That's a really bad tell.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all, listen.
Right, so you're
Y'all
saying
are never going
and
to
I agree
win.
with you. No, I agree with you. I actually think that he talks. I think that's how he talks. But I think he wants to be relatable to uneducated people.
Yeah, and you see how much it worked. Y'all come off as arrogant and
It's not a
smug,
flex,
and we're
dude.
smart.
That's not a flex. That's not a flex. They're actually telling you not to get educated while they're educating their own children. They're telling you
Really?
not to get education. And
Have you
education is
have you
bad.
all? All right, how about this? How about step back? Look at y'all's base. Look at y'all's leader. Who's the leader of the Democratic Party right now?
We don't need leaders like you guys do. We don't.
Are
need
you
a
ins-
leader.
how are you going to win an election if you
Gavin
don't have a
Newsom-
Democratic
Gavin
leader?
Newsom. Gavin Newsom right now is the
Gavin Newsom, our Lord and
Gavin
Savior.
Newsom.
Our Lord and Savior. Yeah,
Gavin Newsom.
yeah. He's the chosen one.
You really
You have a
really
bumper
think
sticker, Pickles?
you really think on the world stage Gavin Newsom can galvanize all the swing states?
Yes.
Yeah. He runs
How?
he
In
runs
what reality?
he runs the 4th largest economy in the world. He already pretty
Then
much.
why didn't Kamala win? She's from California.
She didn't run the state, but she should have won. I don't know. Maybe because she was a woman and she was black.
Well, she's a district attorney, and apparently that's smart enough to do the hardest job in the world, which I'd assume is the presidency. So if you can do that, you can do anything.
Apparently, a game show host is a better qualifier.
You qualify Trump as a game show host?
I mean, the
What-
hardest job.
what
you
else
get to
is it?
golf that much? You get to golf that much at the hardest job.
His whole life, he's been groomed to be the man he is today.
No, he hasn't. His whole life, he's been born with a silver spoon, and he's been an arrogant prick who everybody who has had to suck up to his whole life. He has received no criticism. He's had everything handed to him. He doesn't even know how to
Let me
fucking.
stop here.
He doesn't even know how to pronounce
fact-
acetaminophen because he's never been to CVS, bro.
The fact that you said Trump has received no criticism, he's the most criticized
Now he is.
Freaking.
Now he is.
As soon as he went down the escalator and said that freaking
We all know the
Mexicans that are
poem.
coming here.
We all know for the moment.
So since day one, even Ann Coulter.
No,
I think
it was
Bill
before
Maher.
that. Ever since he called Obama Kenyan and the leader of ISIS, that's when people started hating him.
No, before that,
No,
back in
no.
New York, they all hated him because they knew that he didn't pay his workers. And he went bankrupt 6 times to avoid paying the working people until a judge said, no more. You can't keep going bankrupt because you are not fulfilling your contracts. So he did that over and over again so he could stiff the working people. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. He was never liked in New York. He didn't run in the cool circles. As his buddy Jeffrey said, he had no friends. He just hung around with his daughter because no one liked him. It's not new. Watch the movie The Apprentice, and they do a really good job summing up his life. He wasn't liked. He wasn't in the inner circles.
Everything you're saying is opinionated.
No, it's not.
Oh, so it's factual that nobody likes Trump. That's a fact.
In New York, ask anybody in New York, they will tell you.
See, you just made the opposite statement. You just made the opposite claim, and now you're asking for some sort of proof because she made the opposite claim. The fact is, there's documentaries on this.
It's great, but what I'm saying is, you guys are getting too stuck in the weeds on this. This is why y'all are going to keep losing.
He's the most controversial person to walk the earth. Of course, we're going to get in the weeds on this.
I blame a lot of that on media, social media, like
How about
the
just on
news.
his behavior? How about on his behavior? How about what we just witnessed at the United Nations yesterday? Like, what do we witness?
What do you mean? What do you mean at the United Nations? Someone shut the escalator off on him and then didn't turn on the
His
prompter.
people
You
did
think
it.
that was all
His
coincidence?
people did it. You guys are so crazy.
The White House was responsible for that. So anyway,
You're insane.
no, it's out there.
It's out there.
Yes.
His people
that's
did
what I'm
it.
saying.
The White House was in charge of the teleprompter, and someone ran ahead of him on his team and turned off the escalator ahead of him touching it.
And you believe that?
That's what the venue says. No one can test it. You guys just ran with this for 24 hours already.
It's honestly not that big of a deal.
It
but
isn't.
Y'all brought
It's
it up.
fucking dumb.
Y'all brought the UN up.
No, that's not the part that we're bringing up. We're bringing up the fact that he sounded like a fucking fool, and he talked about his personal accomplishments at the UN.
Yeah, he's putting those people in their place.
He's not putting anyone in their place. He sounded like an idiot.
How long was he supposed to speak for?
I have no idea.
15 minutes.
I heard something too that his mic was turned down before the speaker before him.
No, 15 minutes is what they have. 15 minutes. He spoke for close to an hour. Is that good decorum from the President of the United States?
It's not. It's showing strength. He's
No,
showing
it's
them
not.
that
It's showing
Selfishness?
lack of respect. Lack of
Yeah.
respect.
it doesn't matter. It's the one who yields the biggest stick who makes the rules.
I know.
What
They
the-
just
in what
you
world?
think
Ew.
you think that the world
Ew.
respects him. You can see that they don't. They don't.
Okay, then they don't.
No.
Really? Did
No.
you see the video of President Macron? They got stopped in traffic by Trump's detail. You see that video?
I did see that.
The French president? Oh yeah, we didn't. Oh, there's no respect. Oh, we stopped the French president from even crossing the street, bro.
Why is that?
How is that a brag?
I'm not bragging, but you say he has no respect. The French president can't even cross the street in our country.
Okay.
What does
the
that mean?
The teleprompter from the U.S. The teleprompter for Donald Trump was by the White House.
Yeah. It was done by
So
the
the
White
White
House.
House shut off the prompter.
So the
They
White House
fucked up the prompter, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And where's your source for that?
I'm reading an article right now by The Guardian. If we find these UN staffers, blah, 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 and then a UN spokesperson said the mishap happened because someone in front of Trump accidentally set off a safety mechanism on the escalator, causing it to shut down. So someone in his entourage, because you can't just have some rando in front of the president, right? Someone in his entourage who set off a safety mechanism on the escalator.
And you believe that?
Yes,
sorry, why
not
would-
everybody is conspiring against your Lord and Savior, and I'm sorry. Yes, Trump
Oh,
is.
he's not. He's
he
not.
is. He is
Trump is not my
problematic.
Lord and Savior.
He is a dick. Will you admit it, right? He is a dick to everybody. So yeah, he gets a lot of he gets a lot of bad lashback and criticism.
Okay, and by the way,
it's because the world's not all hey, look, the world is not rainbows and sunshine.
There was a readout of the machine's central processing unit indicating that the escalator had stopped after a built-in safety mechanism.
You're still on this?
Yeah, because you asked me why. I'm telling you.
No, you
Listen,
asked. You brought up the
said,
UN.
and you believe it. And I'm telling you, they actually have a readout of the machine's central processing unit that indicated the escalator stopped after a built-in safety mechanism on the comb step was triggered at the top of the escalator. A videographer filming the U.S. delegation arrival may have inadvertently triggered the. It's not a conspiracy theory. It was the escalator was reset and it was back.
I never said it was a conspiracy.
You're like, yeah, but you believe that, dude.
And then they have regarding the teleprompter.
You're reading one article and you're just like saying it verbatim like it's fact.
Okay, we have no reason not to believe that they have the readout. In addition to that, the teleprompter is operated by the White House.
This is both not that important and very important to you. Do you see, this is so weird. Why?
It's not. I agree. It's not that important.
It's both important and not important. I can't figure it out.
So
you brought up the UN, so I brought up that.
So the UN, he said that everyone's destroying their countries, and he went on a ramble about
they are.
What
are you talking about?
Climate change being a hoax, and windmills are ugly, and the wind, and he sounds like a buffoon. You guys, you
don't believe immigration? You think more immigration's better for the country, for all these countries?
Why are you pivoting, dude? Trump sounded like a buffoon yesterday. That's what we're trying to tell you.
Yeah,
I agree what he said.
If your population's in decline, I think immigration is a way to grow your population, and growing your population, you grow your GDP. I mean, I have no problem with more immigration.
It's like a brain dead take. None of this makes sense. You have to be fueled by hatred and blinded by Trump's rhetoric for like 10 years to not see it. And that's where we're at. And we're just looking at you guys like you're fucking weird because we're just spending so much money on destroying families and kicking people out of our country for what, dude?
For America.
For what about America?
There you go. For America.
Okay. All right. Because all right. Immigration. Illegal immigration. When you hire illegal workers,
I don't agree with hiring illegal workers.
Okay, so you don't agree with the 10 million people that came through here with the Biden administration?
Okay, that's more propaganda, and that's something we'll point out for you too. The numbers, no numbers have even contested that there's 10 million. Just Trump truthing it, and that's why he's dangerous. That's another good note we can bullet for you. But
I was softening it because I've heard 20 million, I've heard 30 million,
all from
so
Trump.
I went with 10.
Yeah, all from Trump. Very dangerous rhetoric, but it's like 1.5 million. And we had 11 points.
Years, only 1.5.
Yes, so we had 11.7 when Trump left, and then it went to 13 when Biden left. That's it.
How do you know that?
Because that's what Department of Homeland Security says, that dude.
Okay, so you can track undocumented people?
Yes.
How? They're undocumented.
Dog. Oh my God. When people come into the country, you are tracked. It doesn't mean you're invisible. When you are undocumented, it doesn't mean you're invisible and you're non-existent and you're a ghost. It just means that like you came here on a work visa and then it expired and you're still here. Or you.
We're not talking about those people.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Those are undocumented migrants.
Well, you guys don't like the term. I can't even say it on here because every time I type it, but illegal aliens.
Yeah.
That's the legal term.
It's not a legal term.
Yes, it is. Look it up.
No, it's not.
Do it. Look it up. I dare you.
Okay.
Why don't you Gronk that? I'm getting ready for something that he's never been to, which is book club.
Illegal alien is a term rooted in legal and statutory language, especially in U.S. law, though its usage has declined, is now considered outdated, offensive, and dehumanizing by many authorities and organizations. While the term is found in existing federal laws, guidance from the U.S. immigration agencies encourages the use of terms like non-citizen and undocumented. It is explicitly, like, almost hate hate speech when you just say
Still-
illegal alien.
Still legal. Still
It's not
legal.
illegal. What?
Still legal term.
Okay. It's still bad. Like colored people used to be in our laws. We don't have that anymore, right? We kind of rooted that out.
Have you ever,
Is it
have you
still in the
ever-
law?
Have you ever ran a red light? Have you ever sped?
I've got one speeding
You're illegal.
ticket in my life.
You're a legal person.
You're an illegal.
I can't believe I'm sitting next to you.
That's gross. Why are you letting illegal people on the line?
The crime in question is 8 USC
That makes no sense.
1325, and it just means that they came here without being checked, and it's a $250 fine or punishable to 1 year in prison, which nobody gets. But that's the crime you're talking about, and I really don't worry about that. People speed and stuff by my house every day. I think that's worse, so we should focus on that.
More
I'm
dangerous.
not worried about the misdemeanor by crossing the border. I'm worried about when they get hired as illegal work and they take
Okay, so what
lower
can we do to fix
wages
that?
and the employer can
What
hire
can we do to
double
fix
the
that?
amount of. All right, look,
Okay, what
I
can we
work
do
in
to fix
construction. None of you work in construction. All right, you don't know what the
I
fuck
used
you're
to own
talking
a
about.
construction company. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I bet I know more than you.
Oh,
so how can we fix that?
did you
What-
hire
what-
illegals?
Yeah.
What's
You
his
did?
idea to fix
Yeah.
that? What's his idea to fix that? That's my idea.
You hired illegals
Yes.
and you paid them below minimum wage?
No, I paid them as contractors. They made a
Why?
fucking killing. They made tons of money.
You paid illegals proper wages.
Yes, tons of money. Yes.
Then why wouldn't you just hire American?
Because they do better work.
Oh, so you think illegals do better work than Americans?
Yeah, I mean, here in Texas, the market is it's very easy to find people who are very skilled labor, and I don't know whether they're legal or not. They get paid through an ITIN number. So, excuse me, you're gonna learn how this works. If you own a construction company in Texas or in most states, you can hire a contractor, and if they're an illegal alien or an undocumented migrant, you can just have an ITIN number, and I pay them, and they pay taxes. And they paid $97 billion in taxes that way, or $35 billion, but $97 billion in total last year.
So you're saying they're an independent contractor?
I'm sorry?
Like you're hiring an independent contractor, illegals?
Yes, they're 80% more likely to be
So
entrepreneurs.
they're not under your payroll?
No, not my direct W-2, no.
So, but they're not under you.
No,
Why
they're
is that?
1099.
You can't have illegals in legal.
Yes, you can.
They can't pay taxes.
Yes, they can.
It's illegal. It's a federal law.
Seaweed, you're very unknowledgeable on this, and you need to humble yourself and learn this. They do. They paid $97 billion last year.
And what, sales tax?
No, 35 in federal taxes, and then the rest in local and sales. Property taxes. They pay every one of them. Every one of them who rent, they pay property taxes. Every one of them who get paid through an ITIN number, which is literally explicitly for anybody without a SSN.
How do they do all that without a social security number?
Because that's what that's for, bro.
I'm not talking about temporary work visas. I'm talking
I'm not
about
either.
people who cross the border
I'm not either.
illegally.
I know. Welcome to the actual
can't-
conversation. Welcome.
You can't legally live here, have a bank account, have a credit card.
Yes, you can.
Without a social security. No, you cannot.
No, you can use an ITIN number. It's called an individual tax identification number, dude. You can get one. It's explicitly for people who are undocumented. It's literally a way for them to pay taxes, and we don't ask questions. Until now, Trump has lifted the veil.
No shit, y'all don't ask questions.
Until now, Trump is now using those tax identification numbers and those records to find them, which we promised we would never do. So yes, it was a little system where they paid us taxes, and yes, they did do it.
I mean,
So
you
you're
can't expect
saying that
people to-
all the illegals that people hire They're just like they pay out them all proper wages.
Yeah,
and, they're all
and they don't
happy-go-lucky.
they don't get any tax reductions either. They pay a higher rate than us.
Bro, they don't pay taxes.
You're so uninformed on
Sales
this.
taxes.
No one believes you. I'm so sorry
No,
this is happening to
you're
you.
delusional on this, bro. Dude,
Bub.
we've had to fire illegals because the payroll
Yeah, I
came
know.
back and said you got to fire these dudes.
Yeah.
They're not legal.
I know, but that's a W-2. That's payroll. That's E-Verify. I know.
I don't understand your argument.
Yeah, I
it's like
know,
you're
because you
advocating
don't know
we
what you're
should hire
talking about.
illegals over Americans.
No, I'm not. I'm just telling you the nature of
We
it.
should hire.
I'm telling you the nature of
So
what
you think
happens.
You think the betterment for our country is to hire illegals and not Americans?
No, I think that we should, I don't know, give them amnesty and a pathway to citizenship so that they become citizens and they pay taxes and be part of our economy entirely. I think that's what we should do instead of kidnapping them and sending them to a country they've never been to.
You know what's interesting? I've actually seen construction owners in these areas say that they are going to have to go out of business because they have no one to work now. Like literally,
because they can't.
Listen, because there's no Americans that want to work on a hot roof all day, and they literally see people saying, "My business is going to go down. I did not think in voting for Trump that he was going to take away my workforce." And the farmers are saying the same thing, sir, because there's no one that wants to go out and work in the field all day. I think they should get paid a livable wage. I think that, like what Pickles said, but this is hurting small businesses. So I understand you're an America First person. This is actually harming Americans. And all this money going to do this is probably going to send our country into a recession, which hurts everybody.
Tammy's in the chat for the kick. Much love. Thank you so much. Seaweed, you can come back tomorrow. Tammy paid to kick. Thank you, guys. It's $40 to kick. If you guys want to kick somebody, my Cash App admin is in the bio. Thank you so much.
But it is true. I mean, it's harming American businesses. It's going to everything, like these small businesses whose restaurants are being raided and now they're short 5-6 people. Then they have to close down certain nights of the week because they don't have a workforce. I mean, this isn't a very well thought out plan. It's just get rid of those people as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Hello.
How's it going?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
I was, but I just wanted to say I appreciate what you do because you've actually changed my point of view, and now I'm more of like an independent, democratic kind of side of it.
Dude, you keep talking like that, you're gonna get your fucking toes sucked, bro.
Ooh, pickles.
My whole family's been basically Republican, and that's like what I grew up with, but like you and like Dean and a couple other people have like slowly swapped me over. So just want to say I appreciate like opening up my mind and changing my views on everything.
Let's fucking go. W goddamn's in the chat, dude. Love you.
But I won't take your time. Enjoy your debates. Love what you do.
Dude, I love you. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, man. Take it
Pickles,
easy.
that's gotta feel good.
It does. W's in the chat.
You know, the hours, and by the way, the hours that you put in are not for free, people. So make sure that you're going to his Cash App and giving him the love that he deserves. I mean, all this work does pay off. You may not hear everybody come forward and admit that they're wrong, but every little bit is helping.
Chat, wait for this next person to load up. I'm so sorry, guys. Tap the screen. There's 1,600 people here. Follow the stream, guys. Don't be selfish. We're only 30 follows away from 200. Give me the love, chat. Also, if you're on YouTube, hit the thumbs up. Do me a solid.
That's a lot of people.
No, we're killing it. We're killing it.
They're just here to see me, Pickles.
That's probably true, actually.
I'm totally kidding.
Shouldn't let it get to my head.
I don't do lives anymore.
Do you not? I didn't know that.
Oh, I don't do lives. I don't do politics anymore.
I didn't know that.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, well, I'll talk to you about it offline.
Okay.
Let me just put it this way. There wasn't a tolerant right.
Man.
And my kid said, no more, Mom.
I'm sorry.
It happens. Oh my God, the book we read was so good. It's based on a true story about a woman assassin from Russia during World War II who had that she was actually considered like the biggest asset to Russia against Germany, and she was a female. And she was one of the best. She was one of the best marksmen. So I mean, and she became friends with Eleanor Roosevelt. It's a pretty cool story.
I love that.
Cool story, bro.
Women assassins. I love women assassins. Yeah.
Love a woman assassin. All right, I got to bounce because I do have to get ready for my book club. But thanks for having me, Pickles, as always, and congratulations on changing minds and one at a time.
Anytime. Thank you so much for hanging out. It was so cool hanging out with you. You have a good rest of the night. Enjoy your book club.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
All right.
Take care.
Also, chat. Follow Mishi. I don't know if she wants follows or not, but follow her. Hello.
I just wanted to say that you're doing an amazing job, Pickles.
Well, thank you so much, Jennifer.
I just wanted to say, when is this shit really gonna end? Because it's crazy, because my son has already been profiled by a cop about his skin color. Like, when is this shit gonna end?
I'm sorry. Yep.
But I say, getting them out there, Pickles. Keep getting them.
Will do. Will do. I hope you have a good night. I'm sorry to hear that. Be safe out there.
Thank you.
We have a few repeats in the box. Give me a sec, y'all. Little stretch. Just gotta get the juices flowing, y'all. Still makes videos. Okay, good. I've been watching for about a year, and the growth is insane. Thank you, Christina. Thank you. I know. I am so fortunate. I'm so grateful for you guys. It's insane how far we've come. I don't know how to get the stickers back, y'all. It might be I'm gonna have to talk to Dan. Hello?
Hello?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
What do you like about Trump?
Immigration, small government.
Small government?
Yeah, smaller government.
In what way?
Just for like social safety net programs and stuff.
Why?
Because the systems that we have in place suck.
So you don't want anything?
Well, Trump is still in place. It's just that.
But I'm asking for some nuance here. So the social safety nets, what exactly is wrong with them?
They're inefficient. Very.
How so? What's your take on that?
Well, food stamps, that's an inefficient program.
That's not true. For every dollar we spend on food stamps, it's $1.50 of an economic activity.
Well, I understand it generates money and stuff, but the thing is it's an inefficient system because there's a lot of waste and fraud.
Can you point to where they've shown that? Can you articulate that?
Yeah, 10% of the budget for waste. According to the USDA. Yeah, that's what the USDA says. I don't know. We don't know.
Of course, there's going to be wastes, like 10%. But what's your ideal way? Like you don't want to do anything because there's 10% waste.
Well, I think if we do have social safety nets, there should be no waste, and we can have no waste.
That's wild. So you'd want anything unless it's perfect?
Well, less than 6% at least.
Why? Why is that your standard? I'd rather just people, if they're hungry, they don't starve. I'd rather that. Like if a hungry kid is at home, I was one of those kids who got food stamps. My mom had 3 children. I was very stoked to eat. My brain developed fully because of that. That's good.
Do you know of any people like selling food stamps or misusing of food stamps?
Yeah, I'll take that all day, so long as the hungry people get to eat too.
So you think the system's fine just like that? You don't think it can be better?
It's only 1% of our federal tax money, so I don't really give a shit.
You don't think like sending people like a HelloFresh box every month wouldn't be better?
It's way more expensive, probably.
Wait. Well, we have the waste. It'll probably make up for it.
I also think that like that would be the least efficient way to do it. We would make like one company very rich. Instead, we could spark economic movement in the local economies where those people are.
Yeah, but people misuse them.
That I don't care. It's like 1.6% of our budget goes to feeding homeless people. I don't really care to scrutinize that much. We could literally just like triple it and I wouldn't notice.
Well, people are buying even unnutritional stuff and becoming malnourished and obese from it even.
Yeah, but that's because of food deserts, not because...
Well, wouldn't a box shipped to your house with healthy, fresh ingredients be a better solution for people that even do live in food deserts? It'd be more convenient for them.
I used to get HelloFresh, and it's like $150 a week. I can promise you, it's far more expensive than food stamps.
Well, let's just focus on Trump and not what ifs. But I think the system's too inefficient and can be better, and I don't like it at all in place right now.
I just think that's a crazy thing. Like, you don't have any real nuance opinion on this. You just think it's bad because some gets wasted and you don't want any of it, and you would rather us to be like this really shitty country that's like starving and poor people.
No, I gave a better solution. I feel that because even Medicaid, Medicare, most of the cost of medical expenses in this country is from chronic disease, and anytime you have a chronic disease and you go to the doctor, they're probably going to tell you got to change your diet.
I think it's just like downplaying. We have like one of the unhealthiest countries on earth, and it's because we don't have universal health care. I think it's an obvious step forward in the right direction, get universal health care. If you actually care about those things. Chronic diseases are obviously preventable if you catch them early, and if we have preventative visits to healthcare providers, which universal healthcare has shown that people are more likely to do that. I haven't seen a doctor in like 10 years because none of it works for me. I'm like in this weird point where I can either hemorrhage $400 a month to have something just in case with a $12,000 deductible, or I can just go to the ER and give them the middle finger when they send me a bill.
Well, and that's what a lot of people are doing too. But the thing is if people would just change their diet, we would be a lot more healthy. And
there's no, we live in a free country. We can't just go around saying, go change your diet.
Well, for people that are looking for government assistance, why can't we why can't we find a company that will follow the thrifty food plan?
I don't know. I know we have criteria right now that food stamps can only buy you certain types of foods. And for the most part, it's like raw foods or cooked foods and things like that. I don't think this is the big issue that we need to tackle. We could literally triple the budget for this and you wouldn't even notice. It's so small that for us to scrutinize this stuff is purely political and a social issue that Republicans use so that you're upset with the people on the left. It's such a non-issue. Trump spends that much money, I don't know, golfing probably sometimes. I literally don't think this is something you should die on, and not a hill you should die on. 1.6% of our budget?
I mean, it's still part of the budget, and it's still a lot of money at the end of the day. That's $3 million, what, a day, I think? Or $30 million a day?
That's nothing. If you like say it like that, sure, but there's 350 million people paying taxes.
It is a lot of money.
It's not. It's tiny. It's nothing.
It is. When the government is pushing us in the debt, it is something.
No, Trump, Republicans push us into debt. We are in an ocean of debt.
More in the last 25 years, let's say, who caused more debt? Wrong.
Yeah? Where's your proof? I'll show you mine.
I got a phone call. This bitch.
He's like, this bitch. Hey, Mom. That was a crazy ringtone. Hello? Schizo? That's one of us. That's one of us. I know a fire, a smoke detector that needs a battery when I hear one. First time listener, Mishi brought me here. New follower, love it so far. Welcome, Bridget. Much love. Thank you. We have 2 repeat guests in the box right now, chat. If you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. Come tell me why I like Trump. If we don't get anybody soon, we might hop into supporter only chat and maybe go for a restart in a little bit or something. I think I am gonna cut off like somewhat early in the night because I want to play Genshin Impact. Because I'm selfish. Guys, Genshin Impact. Priorities. When's tacos? I might be down for some tacos. Can you play earlier so I can watch and not fall asleep? I might be able to do that. I might be able to. Got to be at least one MAGA. I know we have 2 repeats, but they were paid to kick, I believe. You can't come back if you were paid to kick until tomorrow, Seaweed. Just stay on until 6, your time to get me home. An hour and 20 minutes? It costs so much to sub. I know, I'm sorry, all. I know. It's really... They're really freaking me up over there. This whole TikTok shit. They're really freaking me up. Do I watch or read One Piece? I really want to watch. I'm like a few hundred episodes in. I almost need a refresher at this point. One Piece is glorious, though. Finish Final Fantasy VII first. No shit, Trick. Is it your first playthrough, Eric? Gonna go see Yellow Card tonight. What? Fuel City Tacos. You're a local. W's, dude. The superfan price is ridiculous. I know. Oh, for Rebirth? Oh, it's so good. There's no request box? I have 2 people in my request box right now. Yeah, Fuel City, dude. Those are W tacos. Maybe I got a scooter down to Fuel City. Dude, that would be so hilarious. There's this gas station in Dallas called Fuel City, and it's got a little taco, or they've got elotes and street tacos there. And I don't know if it's still like this, but late at night, there's always a bunch of street racers there. Like, it's the parking lot's just full of people with fucking crazy cars. And there's an exit for this gas station that hops on the highway, and people do street races. So they'll come up to your car and be like, yo, and, you know, they'll try to tell you to, you know, bet money and shit. Is it Dallas one cash only? I don't know. But I could definitely roll up there with my scooter and see if anybody wants to, you know, pull up next to me. See if anybody wants to take me on. They won't. They won't. Have I worn a cape on my scooter yet? Not yet. I need to get one. I need a pickle cape, guys. Want to scoot for slips? There's no request box? What the frick? How about this?
Yeah.
Y'all see her? Yeah, there's a request box. There's no box on screen. Yeah, so the box on screen's not always there. That's fine, but the request thing is right here. It just looks like 2 people. That's the real request thing. Cost too much to park a truck at Fuel City. There's a lot of locals here. A lot of Dallasites. How many Dallasites we got in chat right now? Sick with COVID. Oh my God. Get better, Triangle. Born and raised. Nice. Wow, there's a bunch. Arlington. I was born there if it counts. W. Falling Reverse. Hollywood Undead Tonight. Can't wait. What? Grew up in Woodlands. I know where that's at. Getting harder and harder to find Trump supporters. I hope so. I hope that's the deal. KCMO. Oh, Kansas City, Missouri. Boulder, Colorado. Trump's crazy speech at the UN. Yeah. Coming to Arlington for Thanksgiving Cowboys game. Nice. Is the 200 million ballroom, isn't that fun? Didn't Trump said he was paying for that? Is that still the case, or did we find out that's not true? Donald Trump and a group of private donors are funding a new $200 million ballroom. Who's paying for the White House? This was 5 days ago. And what's in it for them? Okay. Contribute money to the White House ballroom President Trump is constructing. In exchange, donors may be able to choose a Trumpian option, their names etched inside the White House forever. At least that's one option that has been discussed. Also under consideration, listing the donors' names on a website, though no final decision. That sounds good. Multiple companies have pledged to donate $5 million or more for what is projected to be a $200 million addition to Executive Mansion, according to sources. Mr. Trump has personal discussions, business executives chipping in. Google, RJ Reynolds, Booz Allen Hamilton, Lockheed Martin, Palantir, of course, and Next Era Energy have all donated. Pay to play. Yeah. I mean, you know what? Keep it. I mean, I really don't like the idea of the White House being extravagant. I saw this video the other day and it made sense to me. Like, I think our founding fathers wanted, like, the civilians, us, to run the government. They didn't want a king or like some rich oligarch. They wanted one of us. So it wasn't supposed to be this like big elegant thing. Everything encrusted in gold. Yeah. Or spray painted gold. I've already shown it before, but there's some decorations people found that are on Home Depot that are just spray painted. Can you show us? Yeah. Home Depot theory. So these things right here, Home Depot. Spray painted. $58.07 at Home Depot. Oh my God, another one? No way, dude. $24.48. Another one? I didn't know there were this many. No shit. Oh my God. God. World leaders across, our adversaries are looking at that going, Trump is an insecure fool who thinks he's a mafia boss. Probably billing taxpayers millions. That could be so true. That's so true. That has to be. There has to be truth to that. I bet Trump knowingly did this and billed for gold. Nola for YouTube chat. I'm sorry, Earl. I feel like I will do well in Texas. I can't stand the politicians in the Democratic government. We're so civilized. Tacos do sound good. Can I post this in Discord? Yeah. Admittedly, it's a BuzzFeed article. I'd rather find a more... Hey, there's a Yahoo article. The Independent? Oh, it is. The Independent. Ooh. Yeah, there's an Independent article on it. I'll just post it in live. Anytime. Killed the Rose Garden too. Oh my God. Just a monster. Hello.
Hey. Hi, I'm a friendly, but I'm a designer, and I just want to point out it's going to take millions to scrape all that off historical stone in the White House because he glued it to the marble and the limestone that are surrounding the fireplace.
Oh my God.
And we'll have to hire experts who can replace the plaster and try to scrape that off stone, which it's just super glued on without damaging our historical White House.
I'm sure you used 3M.
Absolutely. It's the cheapest stuff too. As a designer, I don't even use that stuff in my commercial properties. Like we have commercial products that we use. So that's, yeah. But anyways, I just wanted to pop up and say he just ruined a historical house. So we'll pay for that later. You take care.
Thank you. You too. 3M donates a ton to him after they fumigate. You don't renovate a rental. So true. Show the pic again. This is from the Independent. This is another article. These are ones that weren't even in that article. Or no, those were the same ones. Yeah, that's it. $58.07 Home Depot. Polyurethane, applique, and online molding. Say applique again. Maybe do a restart. God, it's so counterintuitive to do restarts when we have this many people. Your why Trump won. It's YOU''RE, and that's why he won, because the less educated people vote for him. Applique. Sorry. Applique.
When he came back to rule, it was 42.
Hello.
This Christian guy
No, it's
telling
not
me that
women. No, it's not blacks. It's actually really complicated. No, it fucking isn't at all.
What? Have I heard of the Election Truth Alliance? Hello.
Hello, sir.
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
What do you like about Trump?
I just think he's a good president and he's helped this country a lot with the war and stuff.
That's what do you mean? What, can you go into that? Are you over 18?
Dog, nah, I'm just go by what my mama said.
Are you playing video games right now?
Yeah, I'm playing 2K26, dog.
What team you playing, dude?
I'm playing Los Angeles.
Get back to it, dude. Is it taco time? Is it raining? Is it fucking taco time, chat? Hey, it stopped raining. Let's go. Oh yeah, hell yeah, Aaron. Y'all took our rain. It is Wednesday. I should have gone yesterday. It's Taco Tuesday. It's fucking dollar tacos. I always miss it, dude. I always miss it. I'm gonna do a taco stream, y'all. It's time to do a taco stream. Should we do taco stream? Anytime, goddamn. What kind of taco stream? Street tacos. We gotta get some street tacos. I'll get tacos while you get tacos. Jason, you ever just sitting there looking up at the moon and thinking that maybe at that same moment, maybe I'm looking at that same moon at the same time? We're going to get quesadilla tacos pretty much every day this week. Oh, no. We're going to get quesadilla tacos. Quesadilla lamb tacos. All right. Chat, we're going to go let our hair down. We're going to get tacos. I will see you guys in just a second. I'm going to restart the live. We'll probably come back and do more. I don't know if we're feeling cute. Actually, no, we're not. No, we're not. We're going to do taco live, though. Barrillas. Sorry. Lo siento. Barrillas. Taco barrillas. Let's fuck shit up, chat. I'll see you guys in a second. Bye.